Hello and welcome back to Crime in Sports.
Yay!
Yay indeed, Jimmy. Yay indeed. My name is James Petrogallo. I'm here with my co-host.
I'm Jimmy Wissman.
Thank you, folks, so much for joining us today on another edition of Crime in Sports. More from this crazy murderous cult that we're talking about, which is just wild. I mean, I think he killed more people. In the end, I think our guy here will end up being on the hook for more murders than Randall Woodfield, I think, which is crazy.
That right?
And he has a nickname, so it's interesting. We will get into more of this stuff and more of the murder investigations and more of peeling away the layers of the Yahweh Ben Yahweh cult. But before we do that, definitely head over to shutupandgivememurder.com. New stuff is up. New merchandise is up. The stupidest cyclical shirt is very cool. You should probably pick up one of those. Grab that. Also, tickets for Small Town Murder live shows. They have been so much fun this year, these shows. So
unbelievable.
Get in there and get your tickets. We just got back from Detroit and Buffalo, and really amazing, just great crowds.
Two great towns.
Everything. We had so much fun. Yeah, just great.
For comedy, both those towns are so good.
They really are. Such just good crowds. Just can't thank everyone enough for coming out to those. And you should come out to the rest of the shows here after the summer, which start in September 18th at the Pabst in Milwaukee, which just simply one of the best venues in the country. Just top 3 for us.
It's an amazing
It's a great place. You're going to love it. And then the next night at the State Theater in Minneapolis on September the 19th, get your tickets for that as well. We're also going to be in Dallas and San Jose and Sacramento in October. And then in November, Tarrytown, New York, and Boston too. So get your tickets right now. We are excited for that. Shutupandgivememurder.com. Do that. Also, listen to our other shows. You should probably get into that. Small Town Murder, which is damn good. You should check that out. It's on Netflix. You can even watch it. You don't even have to just listen to it. And then Your Stupid Opinions is just, honestly, I think it's the funniest show there is. It's just so goddamn funny. It's hilarious. If you're not listening to that, you are missing out. I'm telling you. It's really funny. So check that out. Also, get yourself Patreon. What are you doing?
Do it.
Don't punish yourself. You're worth it.
You deserve better.
You're worth it. Be nice to yourself. Think about it. This is like... You want, let's say you like your coffee a certain way, but you go, you know what? I'm gonna just deprive myself. I'm not gonna put the creamer in that I want. I'm not gonna do it. I'm just gonna drink it in a way I don't like it. That's what not getting Patreon is. Do what's good for you. Patreon.com/crime in sports, just like the name of this show. All you have to be is $5 a month or above, and you get so much content that we put out. So number one, as soon as you subscribe, you get a huge back catalog of like almost 400 bonus episodes that you've never heard before. It's a huge thing to binge on. Then you get new ones every other week, one Crime in Sports, one Small Town Murder, and you get them all. Just take them. We don't even need them. You take them. This week is no different. This week for Crime in Sports, back to theme park disasters again. Oh, back by popular demand. We love that one. And people keep asking us to do them, so we'll keep doing them. This one is going to concentrate on a lot of the Disney properties as well, so that's fun. See how Disney covers that shit up. Then
there's a lot of bodies.
For Small Town Murder, it is a listener's choice, everybody. Check it out. There's a poll up right now, and on that poll, you're going to decide between The Crash, which is that Netflix documentary, and all the stuff around that Mackenzie Shirilla murder trial and everything like that. There's that, or Corey Richins Part 3, which is incredible. It sounds like, oh, that's just the sentencing, but the sentencing is amazing because they have all the statements from her kids, which completely contradict everything that she said up to this point, and also talk about what a terrible mother she was and how she fed them uncooked food and all this crazy. It's it's insane. I won't get into it anymore.
Uncooked.
You guys have to decide what you want there. Patreon.com/crime in sports. In addition, you get all the shows we put out, Small Town Murder, Your Stupid Opinions, and Crime in Sports, all ad-free as well. Ad-free. You can't beat the deal. And then on top of all of that, if that wasn't enough, at the end of the show, Jimmy will mispronounce your name for you too.
Sure.
Well, he beats himself up and tries to get it correct. So
we both deserve it.
That said, Asshole of the Week is back again. Let's do it. Let's dive right in. We're talking about Robert Rozier. He's currently sitting in jail awaiting a murder trial. And all that kind of deal. So they're trying to basically the way the cult is portraying it is as he's a rogue actor, essentially.
Wow.
It's not us. We don't say go murder people. This isn't like a hierarchical mafia family. This is a religion.
on his own.
He's just overzealous, really, is what
so
it is.
committed.
He's so committed to the Lord, is really what it is.
Too much.
It's the love for and from God has overwhelmed him to the point of murder, where he can't help it.
We wish his love was less.
We wish he loved a little bit less, but hey, you know what? He's a big guy and he's got a lot of love to give. That's how it works. So they say that the police say this, basically, quote, if he's convicted, there's a good chance that he might want to be a little more cooperative.
Oh.
Which is a very odd thing. If he's convicted, so if we lose all leverage on him and he's already in prison forever, then he might want to be cooperative. Now, I don't know if that means to help him out in sentencing or even to help him out in putting him in a prison he'd rather be in or something like that.
He's got a lot of hope right now. If we strip that, perhaps he'll open up.
Yeah. They said without someone coming forward, it's going to be difficult to make an arrest. But I'm confident that sooner or later something's going to happen. This is an open case and far from being a dead case because they're talking about more murders. They're talking about the fire bombings and all that kind of thing here. They said, this is from the newspaper. But the Yahwehs shouldn't be admonished if one member did wrong on his own, Rubin said. You don't indict the Catholic Church when with the Pope if a member of the public has strayed. So you don't indict the Pope if somebody from the church is strayed. No, but everyone in the Catholic Church doesn't live in a fucking warehouse.
Yeah.
You know, where one guy's allowed to tell you what to do and beat your children and fuck your wife and shit. That's the difference.
Not every believer is at the Vatican.
Yeah, if they all lived at the Vatican, you said the old Vatican.
The Vatican, the sequel.
I like that comic, Kathleen Matacan. Yeah, she's good.
Vatican.
So May 27th, 1987, from the Miami News, defense attorney asked to quit the Yahweh case. Essentially, for the love of God, please don't make me do this.
I want out.
I would like out. He's saying irreconcilable differences over how the defense should be prepared. Because if you're a defense attorney, you're going to say the cult made you do it.
Yeah.
You look way less bad. And he's going to say, I'm not saying the cult made me do it.
They didn't do it.
I'm a goddamn, so that's not good for fucking anybody, obviously, there.
He wants to divorce him. Irreconcilable differences.
I'm sorry.
Of a lawyer say that before.
That's what they all say at the time. They have irreconcilable differences with their clients. Yeah, that's I think 7 Sarah Boone lawyers said that beforehand. So June 4th, 87, 3 Yahweh members not guilty in assault, 2 others get mistrial.
Oh.
That's the headline here. A Dade Circuit Court jury has found 3 members of the sect not guilty of aggravated assault, a decision they said their lawyers said, quote, ought to change public opinion about Yahwehs.
It should.
They're all good now. Yep.
Yeah.
He said this means that people are going to have to change their opinions when they hear the name Yahweh. There's been so much adverse publicity based on the Opelika incident and the fact that Robert Rozier was accused of murder, and that spilled over onto the Yahwehs. Now they're distancing themselves just because one crazy guy committed murder. Now they're looking at us like we're all bad. This is crazy.
Spilled over on us.
Spilled over. A little splash. You know, they were Eiffel Towering somebody, and one of the guys was in the splash zone. That's how it works. Sometimes
got a little jizz on his sleeve.
The other guy's jizz might land on your balls. You never know. You know, it's part of the danger here. So they said this ought to change that. Each Yahweh ought to be judged by his individual conduct, and that's what we tried to show at trial. Mm-hmm. Their lawyer also said that the jury reached its decision yesterday following a 1-day trial. They found Isaiah Brown and 2 other defendants, each named Israel.
2 guys? There's 4 Israels between the 2 of them?
Israel twice squared over here.
Yeah.
Israel 2 squared here. Both named Israel.
You can't do that.
Not guilty of assault. They did find them guilty of being complete assholes and told one of them they have to get a different first name. Sorry, can't have that. The jurors were unable to agree about verdicts Naphtali Israel and Louis Mack. Well, he hasn't changed his name yet.
Right.
That just sounds like a black dude from Cleveland. I'm thinking of Kevin Mack, the running back. That's why I said somehow my brain connected that to the Cleveland Browns.
Was Bernie not Midwestern? Wasn't he from Chicago?
Bernie Mac? Maybe.
I think he's from Chicago.
Maybe, possibly. But Kevin Mack made that fumble that got the Broncos into the Super Bowl, so you should remember him too.
He's in the Hall of Fame, isn't he?
Who?
Kevin Mack?
Fuck no.
No?
Nah.
There's a Mack that's in the Hall of Fame.
Maybe.
I think he was played for the Browns.
Maybe. I just found out yesterday, by the way, this is completely neither
matter.
here nor there, but fuck it. Who cares?
It's sports.
It's sports related. It is.
Yeah.
The very first NFL draft pick, the guy who was drafted number 1 overall, I think it was 1936 when they did the first draft.
Jesus. Yeah.
He was the Heisman Trophy winner, and he didn't sign with the Bears who picked him because he was going, quote, into the rubber business.
Wow.
That's how shitty. And they interviewed him years later, and he said, well, they were paying like $100 a game back then.
Yeah.
He said, and I asked for $25,000 for 2 seasons, so $12,500 a season, and they were like, we're not giving you $12,500 for both seasons. You're out of your fucking mind. And he said, well, I'll just go into the rubber business, and that's what he did for the rest of his life. And that's the same guy that the Heisman Trophy is modeled after.
Really?
That's who that is the first
Charles
pick in the
Goodyear.
draft. Yes. No, it's what the hell's his name? I wrote it
Trying
down.
to tell me he didn't make a big stamp in the rubber business, James?
No, he's
Nitto or Falcon or something?
Jay Burwanger.
I don't have any Burwangers on my car.
See what I mean? That's because you don't have a nice enough car for the Burwangers. Neither of us do. Those are on
You
those
only go on fucking
like Italian
Rollses.
supercars. They put those on. You can't get those. Anyway, they go on to say the 5 men were charged in connection with the October beating of Thomas Robinson, 37, over $50 worth of roofing tar stolen from the Yahwehs.
$50 they beat him.
According to police, about 30 sect members surrounded Robinson, whom they suspected of stealing from their Liberty City Temple of Love, their big warehouse. The sect members, quote, prevented Robinson from running away until police came, said their lawyer, who contended Robinson was injured, quote, because he tried to run away and fought with them.
Oh, he shouldn't have run. They wouldn't have fought.
I'm sorry. I don't care if the cops are coming or not. If 30 crazy religious fucking psychopaths are surrounding me, I'm trying to punch my way out, and you're going to have to, I'm getting out of there. I'm not going to stay.
I just found out the police are not paid to protect you.
That's
Fuck
the
that.
other thing.
I'm
we
running.
Found out that out in small town murder there. Yeah. So I'm getting the hell out of there. 2 days after the stolen tar incident, that's when Robert Rozier was arrested for the murder and stuff. So they're saying that's what caused this. It's because of the murder. Then they just started charging these, sect members all over the place. Okay. June 11th, 1987, Yahweh follower gets boot after accusation of blackmail is the headline. Oh. The self-proclaimed son of God and founder of the controversial Yahweh religion on Wednesday accused a follower jailed on murder charges of trying to blackmail the sect and banished him from the church.
No longer here because you're blackmailing me.
Guess who that was?
Oh.
That's Robert Rozier.
Yeah.
Robert Rozier is accused at this point of 4 murders and apparently, according to them, called Yahweh offices with, quote, a threat of extortion and blackmail in an effort to have the sect find him a new lawyer. Yahweh Ben Yahweh said during a news conference. So rather than trying to get this guy help because he committed a murder for you, obviously, they're trying to say that he's disconnected from us completely and he's trying to blackmail us and all this shit. Meanwhile, he's saying, hey, I'm fucking sitting here for you. Get me a goddamn lawyer. Unless you want me to fucking start saying what the fuck really happened.
This is another level of turning your back on someone. It's literally demonizing them.
Yeah,
and
it's turning your ass cheek on them. Never mind your other cheek. This is fucking
showing them your hole.
You're showing them your butthole. Then he said, we stood before the world with him in his proclaimed innocence. We offered Robert Rozier the divine choice of Yahweh, lawyer Ellis Rubin. That's the divine choice of Yahweh. God picked Ellis Rubin as your lawyer, so you got to go with that. It's one thing if you get assigned a public defender, but this is God assigning you a public defender. You got to take it. He said, he rejected our choice, so be it. Okay, because Rubin's the guy who got the last 5 guys off in the last case who was talking shit. And he was throwing Robert Rozier under the bus.
Right.
He was his lawyer, and he was saying, just because my other client's a murderer doesn't mean you take it out on these guys.
Yeah.
So this is in the works well before this.
They know what they're doing, yeah.
Rozier implied he might strike a plea bargain with prosecutors and, quote, this is according to Yahweh, quote, make up fictitious charges against us unless furnished with a new legal help. Rubin, the lawyer, said that apparently was extortion. I immediately took the 3 people who heard the threat to the state's attorney's office, and they gave a statement. Conveniently, there was 3 people that, are willing to do this.
They could anti-corroborate, just speak against what he's going to say.
Well, say that he tried to extort us, basically. Well, in other words, it's not extortion if you're both in a criminal enterprise. If you go to your other person you're in a crime with and say, hey, if you don't give me more of the cut, I'll tell someone. That's not extortion anymore. You're all in a criminal act. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So it's not extortion to say, I will say the rest of our crimes if you don't get me a new fucking lawyer. That is just negotiation between criminals at that point, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just scumbags figuring out who's the bigger scumbag.
That's it. It's scumbag jockeying up a ladder of scum. That's all we're talking about here. Rubin withdrew as Rozier's attorney a few weeks ago because the two disagreed on legal strategy. Yeah. Rubin said, quote, I told him he's a carpenter. I'm a trial lawyer. I don't tell him how to build a cabinet, and he shouldn't tell me how to run a jury trial. Rubin said he did not know if the state's attorney would bring extortion charges against Rozier. Are you kidding me? No is the answer. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
The prosecutor handling the matter did not return telephone calls to the press. Then he said, this is Yahweh himself speaking now. So this is the Lord, according to him speaking.
Yeah, this is the Lord's words, James. Should we be raising our arms for this?
Oh, it was something. Should I put music under it of some kind?
Yeah.
Should I not in their own heavenly words?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hold your hands up. There you go, Jimmy.
Hold your hand up high.
Maybe do one of these. Maybe do one of these like they do.
Wave them back and forth. Yeah, that's a nice one.
Wave them slowly back and forth. And then when I'm done speaking, start just rambling inanely in tongues.
Running around.
Just going, blah, 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 and fall on the ground and shit and make believe that really affected you. Run around the room, waving your arms, acting crazy, falling down.
Those are my favorite ones.
The more ridiculous it is, the funnier it is to me, too. That's the way I look at that shit.
The tongues thing, I'll never take that serious because they know.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
And they know it.
Anyone who believes that someone is that you're crazy. You're crazy. Absurd. Yeah. You're acting crazy is what you're doing. Yeah. That's all silly.
But the running around the room, that's the guy I love the most.
That's funny. That's just funny.
It's just so fun.
That's just fun. Maybe he'll have a snake, maybe not.
So overcome, James. He can't stand still.
It's the spirit of the Lord is in him, Jimmy. What's he supposed to do? Think about that,
Yeah, it's never a guy that should be running either.
Look how people act when a human's in them. They move around, squirm, all sorts of shit. Imagine the Lord's in you. Oh boy, you're gonna have to run around the room. Never mind make moaning noises and gyrate.
I love that so much.
It's fucking hilarious. Robert Rozier has now proven he is one of, this is Yahweh. Robert Rozier has now proven that he is one among the many black devils that has come along pretending to believe in Yahweh and then sought to destroy the work of Yahweh.
Yeah.
So now he's a devil status he's reached now.
Yeah.
So they said excommunications. In a short excommunication ceremony, Yahweh opened a black spiral notebook marked Lamb's Book of Life that he got for 89 cents at a Walgreens in the school supply aisle. That's
the composition notebook.
Yep, the black and white jobber there. Yeah.
Yeah.
He got a fucking a pack of those, what are they, Scripto
Pentex?
pens, those shitty Pentec, one of those crappy ones. The clear Bics, I think he went with. Yeah, they're efficient.
Says ink pen.
Yep. Opened it up, a genuine ink pen. Sorry. We were just making jokes about genuine leather off the air, so it's a fun callback just for us.
It's the kind of leather belt I buy.
Yep,
You look at it and you can't pronounce it though. You have to say genuine because you know it's a piece of shit.
We were both discussing how, we do pretty decent for ourselves and all that.
Been all right,
We get fucking, we travel and do our live
Life's
shows, and
figuring out,
Netflix shows, and we can afford to live now. At least we're not poor like we were. And
I could buy a belt.
we both have belts that we got like when we started this show for at like Ross for $8. Like both of us have these shit belts that are like falling apart. We're like, what's wrong with us? We are
One
not
that says
adults.
genuine leather, but it's pronounced genuine.
It's genuine. When you get it, you go, this here genuine leather. All right,
That's
then.
a damn nice belt.
It's a damn fine belt I got. I could hang myself with this thing if things don't go right. It'll hold.
That's the idea.
That's the genuine leather.
That's really what it's used for.
That's why you want genuine leather. You don't want things snapping on you when you put too much pressure on it. My waist isn't going to make it pop, but maybe my neck will. You never know. Things can go wrong. So he opened up the Lamb's Book of Life to page 20 of a section marked Miami and crossed out Rozier's name with black ink.
Gone
out of the fucking rolls.
That's how you get excommunicated.
That's it.
Here.
One dash through the notebook.
Done.
Through a fucking seventh grader's history notebook, and it's gone. The Hebrew Israelites, called Yahwehs after the Old Testament's name for God, profess to be the only true descendants of the biblical tribe of Judah. The sect began in the 1960s, traces its roots, as we know, back there. Okay. Good news is, this all sounds crazy and the world is falling apart, but the good news is right under that, thank fuck, there is a Hush Puppies shoes sale for Father's Day. Now that's something.
The other Hush Puppies.
The other Hush Puppies, yep. Tampa's only, this is at the Tampa Bay Center, Tampa's only exclusive Hush Puppies shoe store. It's all Hush Puppies all the time. $24.90 for their pair of Hush Puppies, regular $33.
Yeah, at JC's Penney's.
Yeah, in gray, brown, brushed pigskin and, quote, hound apostrophe dog. Not hound dog, hound dog. All right. June 29th, 1987, Yahweh sect acquires $5 million in property is a headline.
God damn, they got that much money?
Everyone has to give them all his money.
Yeah.
The Yahweh religious sect here has steadily acquired a $5 million portfolio of land, rundown apartments, and motels. Mm-hmm. They said that they have at least $4.7 million worth of property in 11 transactions since August 1983, according to public property records. Where the sect once bought one or two properties a year, they're now picking up one or two a month.
Yeah.
A Broward County Sheriff's detective, Eugene McLeod, who's been monitoring the Yahweh's door-to-door fundraising efforts, said they want to be as financially independent as possible. In order to grow, they need money, and real estate is the best investment going. Okay. Property records show that the sect headquartered at the fortress-like Temple of Love in Liberty City owes at least $3.2 million for the parcels. Mortgage payments alone come to $31,726 a month.
A month?
A month, just to keep their properties that they have.
Oh, fuck.
Now, Manuel Sirkin, who sold the Yahweh's a building and 6 vacant lots for $530 or $530,000, said they send us a check every month. Their checks are always on time and they're always good. The state of Florida used to rent from us and the rent was always 5 months behind. So he said, I'd rather let a cult use it than the state of Florida because they pay on time. See, that's what's fucked up about America right here. Sure, they're a cult that murders people, but those checks come every month. I'd much rather rent to them. That is wild.
They clear.
That's crazy.
That's a crazy number for a monthly payment when it's just $3 million mortgaged at $30,000 a month times 10 is $300,000.
Yeah.
That's a year. They're paying $360,000 a year.
Interest rates were wild in the 80s, too.
That's unbelievable.
Like, people complain now, like, they would kill their mother for an interest rate. That's what it is now. The 80s was crazy interest rates. 12%, shit like that.
Rate, yeah.
So they said the sect last month paid $475,000 for the dilapidated Elks Motel on a depressed strip of Biscayne Boulevard. Temple members are now busy cleaning and painting the old motel for use as homes for members and their guests.
Yeah.
The quaint, orderly renovation comes in sharp contrast to the violence that punctuated the Yahweh's takeover of an Opelika apartment complex. That's the one that Robert is sitting in jail for. The sect has responded to the bad publicity by scaling back its door-to-door solicitations after the firebombing incident in Delray, the dog-kicking firebombing shit. The secretive group has said little about their expansion and how they fund it. In past, recruits have turned over their personal property to the temple. Some Yahwehs have surrendered wages from outside jobs or sold handmade crafts. Former members say they were expected to bring back at least $50 a day or face disciplinary action.
If you don't bring back 50 today.
50. Yeah. Gee, what does that sound like?
Yeah.
I mean, where's my money, bitch? Like, that's crazy. Yeah. Wow. So you go out there, sell some trinkets, suck some dicks, whatever you got to do for it, $50.
Just bring that 50, yeah.
Wow. Leo Sandin, a former professor at Florida State University and an expert on American cults, says the Yahweh's real estate acquisitions follow a pattern set by more than 20 years ago by the black Muslims under Elijah Muhammad. Yahweh, Ben Yahweh, born Hulan Mitchell Jr., belonged to that group and, according to a former member, subscribed to Muhammad's philosophy of self-help and racial hatred. She says, quote, they share the classic black Muslim views about independence and black control of their resources and institutions. Now, she said this person, by the way, once testified on behalf of the Yahwehs in a lawsuit that determined whether they were a bona fide religion or not. She said the Yahwehs have tried so far unsuccessfully to obtain tax-exempt status on some of their properties for religious purposes. Oh, yeah. Yeah. They're following the fucking... the Scientologists got that idea. They're like, hey, good idea.
Yeah. It is fascinating that we are always shocked when they have the ideals of another place, and then they're like, oh, well, that person went there. That's how they all do it, huh? Like, even Manson, Helter Skelter was stolen. All this shit was stolen.
Yeah, everybody picks up shit from everywhere.
Yeah.
You pick up...
They lift it, and then... It's in the process of radicalization. You've got to gather from things.
Every human's personality is made up of a grab bag of shit they've
experienced,
come through along the way. A little bit of your parents, a little bit of that that kid you hung out with in the third grade that you thought was funny, whatever movies you've watched 100 times. Yeah. You add all this shit and it's a big ball. That's your personality.
Why are we shocked when people like Manson go bad when every experience he had was bad? And of course it's going to create a bad guy.
Yeah. But they never want to look at that because they say if you look at that, then you're letting him off the hook. It's like, no, how about say, okay, you're fucked up and we don't care, but how do we make that not happen more? Yeah. They just go, no, fuck all that. We're concerned about your behavior now. Never mind that you were, whatever constantly happened to Manson.
When we put him in prison, we're pointing the finger at him. If we put him in prison for the right reason, then we all have to point at ourselves. And that sucks.
Nobody likes that at all. That's why they never wanted to hear what happened to Manson to make him like that, or anybody else. We're just using him as an example, not defending Manson. We're just
I got to tell
using him as the. I got to say, hey, listen, not for nothing. Actually, no,
he made some good points.
Manson, we're just using him as the figure of someone who. Basically, you got a dog, you brought it home, you kicked it and raped it its entire life, and then let it out into the streets and went, that motherfucker bit somebody. I can't believe it. How dare he?
How dare he?
It's, that's what happened. That happens with a ton of people, and we have the same reaction every time. How dare he?
How could he have free will and not use it to be a good person? Well, why would he?
And we used to be only concerned about people till they turned 18 and then they can go fuck themselves. But now it's just if they do something bad, they could be 12 and getting raped yesterday and they'll say, we're charging you as an adult, mister.
Yeah,
make an example.
We have to, James, because Charles Manson was stealing cars when he was 13.
That's what'll happen. Next thing you know, we got dead actresses everywhere. This is terrible.
Slaughtered unborn babies.
Next thing you know, a Polish director has to fuck a child now. Now that's what this caused. Do you understand?
Yeah. A hairdresser is going to be almost hanged. And they tried so hard to get him up.
They really did. They weren't a real sturdy, stout group. No. They needed one guy that they just fed like hamburgers and shit that could really anchor a fucking noose if you had to. They're waifs.
Yeah, in the middle of the desert. What were they even eating out there?
Garbage. They would go
Nothing.
scavenge. Remember,
Yeah.
they would scavenge the supermarket dumpsters and all
Right.
that shit and bring back what they wanted. And
They were feeding each other like fucking Tiger King.
pretty much, yeah.
God damn.
Yeah, with a big bulldozer. That's how they'd get it in there. And he'd go, all right, pick away. July 9th, 87, Yahweh's purchase crack complex. A Yahweh spokeswoman said the controversial religious sect has bought an inner-city apartment complex termed by police to be one of the most notorious crack cocaine houses in Dade.
Oh.
Why don't these drug dealers start shooting these idiots? I don't understand, too.
Right. Where's Trick Daddy?
I root for the drug dealers in this one. If it's drug dealers versus religious lunatics who are also killing people, I root for drug dealers all day. I understand capitalism. I don't get what the fuck these idiots are doing. I don't get
There's
that.
bodies in the wake anyway, yeah.
Yeah, I get someone selling crack for money. That makes sense. Need money. Crack gets money. This shit makes no sense to me why anybody would believe any of this horse shit.
There's no money coming from this for them. It's all going to him. Like, what is the point?
It's crazy. The Yahwehs plan to renovate Saxon Park Apartments, a 2-story, 50-unit complex at 6201 Northeast 2nd Street, said the spokesperson, Judith Israel. The Yahweh's attorney, Ellis Rubin, that's the guy that threw Rozier under the bus, said the sale was welcomed by neighbors and the police. This is the problem.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, they'll do better than this. No, these people are fucking nuts. This is just a lateral move at best,
You're just parking a thing there that's going to keep all of it behind the walls. You're still going to have to investigate eventually.
Yeah, they're still going to be doing horrible shit. They're like, I would rather basically keeping people hostage and stealing all their money than have crackheads running around. It's unsightly. You know what I mean?
At least they do this behind closed doors.
Yeah, at least none of them will probably rob my kid on the way to the bus stop. That's what they're looking at it like. But they'll try to recruit them, which is way worse. I'd rather have them be robbed than recruited into a psycho cult. So the Yahweh's attorney said that it was welcomed. The police have thanked us for coming in there, Rubin said. We cleaned out a den of iniquity, which we do whenever we go to buy a property. So if you have a shit property, we come in, we're going to clean it right up. Miami police and county officials said today they hope the Yahwehs, who strictly forbid the use of drugs among their members, will put an end to blatant drug sales and run down housing conditions at the complex. Yeah, they'll just have their fucking their hostages there instead, that they're kept there. Fuck.
This is a clean community, huh?
Now it's going to be, yeah. Well, yeah, the drugs aren't allowed. I mean, that's a thing.
But
I'm sure some people are doing them. I mean, they're human. They're human, for Christ's sake. I mean, you're not supposed to fuck kids either, but plenty of priests and goddamn pastors and shit are doing that. So
they're still living, a life that most in the religion would frown upon.
Over the past 5 to 6 years, the Saxon consistently has been one of the Miami's most raided drug houses, said Miami Police Major Bill Fleming. Drug dealers and users and prostitutes have frequented the complex, he said. The man believed to be the previous owner, Julian Nacron, declined comment when contacted by reporters. The Saxon apartments are well known for their really bad physical condition, said the acting supervisor of Metro's Minimum Housing Task Force. They said that the Saxon complex is one of several buildings singled out by the state's attorney's office for inadequate electrical wiring, plumbing, leaking roof, peeling paint, and scattered debris on its premises.
Condemned.
Shitholes that are condemned crack houses.
There it is.
There it fits. They said if they bought the Saxon, I hope they're going to make the necessary repairs. They said that this guy said he had seen other apartment buildings in Dade purchased and renovated by the Yahwehs. He said, judging from what they've done in the past, they do a good job of repairs. Okay. July 18th, 1987. Robert Rozier, who was jailed on 4 murder charges, has been accused in plotting to get $20,000 to break out of the jail.
What?
Rozier talked with other inmates about the escape plan, which involved trying to smuggle clothes and a gun to use in the breakout. Oh my God.
Fuck?
Rozier was charged with attempted escape and conspiracy. So you can add that to his 4 murder charges. He's trying to, Jesus Christ. July 22nd, 1987. 2 members of the Yahweh sect plead no contest to charges they beat a man caught taking roofing paper from their Temple of Love headquarters. $50 guy here. As part of the plea agreement between defense lawyer Ellis Rubin and the prosecutor, and this, they were probably told, even if they weren't involved in it, you two are taking a plea deal, so this will get out of the papers and we could shut the fuck up about it. Yep. So as part of this they sentenced Earl Collins and James Mack to 2 years of community control, which is house arrest, and each ordered to pay $1,000 to the victim. Robinson had told the prosecutors a group of the Yahweh members attacked him after he picked up roofing paper outside their headquarters. August 5th, 1987, members of the Yahweh sect to open motel in Miami. Now they're going to run a fucking motel.
Is it this one?
This is insane. The controversial members here are expanding their business interests by opening the Yahweh Economy Inn, a motel emphasizing family values and tough rules. It's a motel.
I'm not staying there.
I'm not staying under your crazy rules.
Welcome to the Tough Rules Hotel.
There's no rules in a hotel.
No.
You want to shit in the middle of the bed? It's a hotel. Do it. Wouldn't do it, but go ahead. People do crazy shit. That's why you're paying
for the
money.
right.
You paid for the right to jizz on the curtains. You've paid for the right to do whatever you want in that room. Tough rules. Yahweh Ben Yahweh, the sect's leader and self-proclaimed son of God here, said the former Elks Motel will reopen for business under a new name and new management in 2 weeks. He said the motel will maintain family values and will not go along with the more casual rules of some of the other establishments. You know.
Economy Inn.
There are no rules.
Right.
Go in your room and do whatever you want. That doesn't set it on fire. Who cares?
And they're calling this an economy, so a cheap place. The cheaper the hotel, the less fucking rules.
The less rules. Yeah. This is crazy. I don't know what the more casual rules. The motel will not admit prostitutes, unmarried couples.
Okay, goodbye.
What is this, the 30s? What are you talking about? Unmarried couples telling us how to fucking live.
Who brings their marriage license with them to prove it?
I guess your idea if you have the same last name. Maybe that's how it works.
A lot of people don't have the same last name.
Not in the 80s.
Oh, yeah, I guess you're probably right.
This is 87. Now
that's a more common thing now, yeah.
Yeah, in the 80s, most people had. And they probably wouldn't want that anyway. Some uppity woman won't take her husband's last name.
Right.
You two can't stay here. She's not going to submit to God. Also drug users, which I don't know how you would know if someone was a drug user. And I guess you can just see someone, think they're a scumbag, and say they're drug users. You can't come in.
I fill this out and piss in this cup.
Yeah, and women, you better dress modestly, or you're going to be called a prostitute and not admitted.
Right.
Guests will have to vow to not use their rooms for prostitution and not to smoke or drink. No drinking on the property.
Oh, my God.
This is a place to drink yourself to death, a shitty motel in Miami.
100% of the women that were checking into the hotel we stayed at in Detroit would have been confused with being a prostitute.
And drug users and drunk. All at the same time. All three.
They were partying
They were having
hard.
fun. They were having a great fucking time. Titties popping out.
It was nuts.
So they said the guests will have rules, but then so will the motel keepers. They must not discuss religion or politics. They said, quote, "We're not interested in trying to convert anyone. It's strictly a business matter."
Well, I like that. That's the only rule
good,
I'm
guess.
into.
That's fine. That should be every rule. But if you went to a motel and they try to convert you, that's crazy. I don't like that the goddamn fucking Bible's in the drawer. I'll ask for one if I need it. Thanks.
Have you noticed that there's now the Book of Mormon in all these hotels?
They're the ones that put them all in there, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, I'm sure you don't open that drawer.
No, but I know that they did that they distributed all that shit. But I'm not opening the fucking drawer.
The last 10 I've stayed in, I've seen it.
That's crazy. Yeah, I know that was years ago. They started doing that shit. Really? The motel they bought for $475,000 has been renovated by them and paid contractors. The lodge has freshly painted pink and beige rooms with new furniture, wall-to-wall carpets, televisions with free HBO.
You bet. What?
Free HBO. They're going to be whacking it like crazy in there. There's going to be a movie with titties on it 2 a.m, and then what happens? You put HBO on.
Put a religious church or hotel and then have HBO.
Have HBO. That was the shit back then.
Heathen box office, Jim.
That's a heathen box office. What did David Cross on Mr. Show always say, get out of my HBO Hebrew box office. That's what he said. He's playing a militia member.
Yeah.
Being out and get off my land. And he goes, Jew run media, Hebrew box office, get off my land.
Hebrew.
With his big beard and his pot belly. Yeah.
God, I love him.
I love Mr. Show. It's so great. Sorry, I've been rewatching it lately. It's funny as hell.
Yeah?
So every couple of years, I'll throw that on and go through them real quick. They're so goddamn funny.
Anything that I watch that's a series or seasons and episodes, I start watching it and I fall asleep inevitably, and then the thing runs through.
And you don't know where you were.
I don't know what the fuck I've seen. I've seen it all in my sleep.
And parts of it here and there, starting and stopping. So the Yahweh leader said the hotel will charge between $30 and $50 a night, slightly more than other motels on this boulevard.
There's cheaper ones?
Much. I mean, it is 87.
Yeah.
The hotel will offer, quote, first-class luxury rooms at an economy price, he said.
Yeah.
He's got marketing slogans.
First class.
By the way, I'm God.
Yeah.
Imagine God was writing ad fucking copy. That'd be
for an econolodge.
For an economy fucking hotel that doesn't allow hookers. The sect had been described as a secretive militant organization with strict rules and harsh punishments, but Yahweh Ben Yahweh said people should have nothing to fear from the Yahwehs. He said they're not a hate group and they try to get along with people. What the fuck, basically? August 8th, 1987, sect branching out into tourism business.
Oh.
Jesus Christ. He opened the economy in. Yahweh says that the Elks Motel is now reopened and they're ready to go. Yeah. And they're going to do more after this if this works.
Okay.
September 27th, 1987, from the Miami Herald, woman's son killed as car and truck collide.
Oh,
okay. No. A Bradenton woman and her 13-year-old son, among a group of Yahweh sect members returning home from the Temple of Love in Miami, died Sunday when their small car collided head-on with a tractor trailer.
Fuck.
Holy shit.
A Peterbilt.
What the imagine what that looked like.
I don't want to.
I don't even want to.
That's gross.
7 miles south of South Bay.
She died too?
Yeah, the mother and child, whose English names were given as Orade Smith and Zori Devon Smith, this is 29 and 13 they are, died at the scene of the accident on State Road 27. The driver, 17-year-old Rufus Laverne Smith, was comatose in critical condition at Glades General Hospital, the driver of the car, not the truck.
Yeah. Do that math, 29 and 13.
Yes.
That was a poor 16-year-old mother.
15 pregnant probably. They said, we're having the usual trouble getting him somewhere that will take him, is what they said for some reason. Oh, they're like hospitals are turning you away because you're in robes. Get the fuck out of here. Renard Washington, 10, the fourth passenger in the late model Buick Skyhawk, suffered comparatively minor fractures to the left leg, collarbone, and shoulder area, the doctor said. All 4 passengers were related, according to the Florida Highway Patrol. They were capitulated. It's an old newspaper. So there's a line on, Jesus, catapulted is what I'm looking at. Yeah. They were catapulted from the Royal Blue Buick onto the highway as the car collided with the truck. They were shot from the fucking car onto the highway.
Was it a convertible?
I don't know. Maybe they shot through the window, through the windshield. I'm not sure.
Fuck.
But
either way, thrown.
The Buick was destroyed. No shit.
Yeah.
The truck, an empty Newman Oil Company tanker, lucky that it was empty, it'd be even heavier, headed for Port Everglades, careened into a shallow canal on the side of the road. The driver, Roger Weaver, 41, got out of the cab on his own power. Yeah, he hit a goddamn Buick. He's fine.
A speed bump. Yeah. He's a mess forever, too, now.
Oh, he's going to be horrified. He saw a child fly through the air, for Christ's sake. Yeah. He was treated for minor injuries and released. Weaver explained that the Buick, which was heading north, had swerved off the road. Then, as the driver apparently tried to bring the car under control, he overcorrected. And swerved into the oncoming semi. So they went off the road on the right, overcorrected to the left, like Clark Griswold falling asleep while he's driving, essentially, but head on into a fucking semi. Because that's the 17-year-olds drive, and they tend not to be the best most skilled drivers at that age.
Yeah, they don't know the feel of the car.
Not like that. They said the Buick was the first of 3 cars carrying a family of Yahweh's back from the headquarters in Miami back to their home in Bradenton. While doctors were treating the critically injured Rufus Smith, family members waited and grieved. And a woman who identified herself as Garvila Israel said, "It's Yahweh's will. Yahweh is so righteous, so just. He is a beautiful God. He's a merciful God. I trust him." This is just Yahweh's
Mack truck
will.
just killed a family, and she's like, Yahweh said so.
Yahweh wanted a Mack truck to obliterate a child. That's what he wants, because he's just.
Sometimes that's how you get more people to believe.
I mean, he's very righteous. What do you want? That's how it works.
Yeah.
Wow. September 21st, 1987. Headline is, "Don't be naughty at a Yahweh motel."
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy. They said a common practice among or sect members, the woman would not give her name or to provide any other information. She referred the calls to the headquarters, which referred the calls to Ellis Rubin. So they went to ask questions of the check-in person. They said, "We don't answer questions." Go to here, Temple headquarters. They call Temple headquarters, who give you their lawyer's number.
Hi, concierge has some questions. Will you talk to our lawyer?
You got to go through everybody, though, to get to the lawyer, which is that's one way of taking the wind out of half the people's sails.
Where's the nearest cheesesteak? Well, I'll give you a phone number.
Yeah. So they said the motel will maintain their family values, and they're still saying that. So October 4th, 1987, daughter of shooting victim sues Opelika in Yahweh case. So now the city's getting sued because remember there's the big controversy that the one cop wanted to solve what was going on and the other cop told him no, and then murders happened because of it.
Yeah.
They wanted to arrest Rozier before the murder happened. The police, they say, the lawsuit says, police violated the civil rights of a man killed last year when they tried to evict the tenants here. So the Opelika police actions were, according to the lawsuit, irrational and discriminatory and exposed the residents to imminent danger. Sounded an awful lot like that anyway. This goes on. The suit seeks $5 million in punitive damages from the Yahwehs for their reckless disregard for human life and the rights and safety of Anthony Brown. That's why it feels like they excommunicated Robert Rozier, was to try to separate themselves from financial trouble, is what it seems like to me. They said, "We just received a copy of the lawsuit a couple days ago, and 2 of my attorneys are reviewing it," said Ellis Rubin, the lawyer representing the Yahwehs. "We will respond to it in court."
So people are dead. There's probably going to be wrongful death, and we don't want anything to do with that.
You don't want anything to do with that. That's not good. That's going to bring everybody down.
It sounds expensive.
What won't bring everybody down, Jimmy?
Oh, shit.
Is a new restaurant here open in Miami Lakes, Granny Feel Goods. That's not a old lady Jack Shack. That's not this is a natural foods restaurant serving lunch and dinner.
Dr. Feelgood's grandma.
Granny Feelgood. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice place for comfort foods.
Listen, I got Coke, I got fucking, I got junk, I got whatever you need. But if you're looking for a real nice, healthy meal, you should go see my grandma. She's got it covered. Hell of a fucking meatloaf. I'll tell you what, the things she can do with asparagus, you'd blow your mind. October 22nd, 1987, Yahwehs try to calm chamber fears, saying, "We invest in future," sect leader declares. And there is a big picture. Yahweh Ben Yahweh is welcomed to the Greater Biscayne Boulevard Chamber of Commerce meeting by President Jim Angleton. Big handshake. This guy, big smile on his face.
Oh,
they love these guys because they're cleaning it up.
Oh, that is so dangerous.
It is. But also think about the 80s, all the just say no shit. Basically, if you've ever touched a drug, you're a piece of shit and deserve to die. So even crazy
that wins.
Even crazy cults fucking get to be better than you. It's fucking crazy. They said the chamber asked the Yahwehs to speak at the meeting to smooth merchants' concerns about the controversial sex answer questions about the group's business goals. So they said, "We received flack from several for accepting their membership, the President Angleton said. There's been many questions about the group. They have proven to be good neighbors. Just good neighbors. Yep. They said 2 more inns are in the works since they've opened the one. 3rd and 4th hotels to be called the Yahweh 79th Street Motel and the Yahweh Resort are now being renovated.
Yahweh is really getting into it.
Yeah, he likes to put his name on shit. It's funny how cult leaders love to put their name on everything.
Bizarre, right?
It's one of those things. Yeah,
I love it. Stamp that.
Stamp
that
it.
brand.
Yeah. Well, why the fuck else does he want to be a cult leader except worship me?
Yeah.
You know, that's his Yahweh ben Yahweh's whole fucking his whole thing.
His whole brand.
My name is the God. I'm the God.
Right.
Like, that's wild. Chamber members asked Yahweh ben Yahweh to explain the group's religious and political beliefs, dress habits, and business dealings, and plans for their hotels. Yahweh answered questions easily, often making jokes. Mm-hmm. He told members that Yahwehs follow the God Yahweh and believe in both Jewish Torah and the Bible. The primary, whatever's more convenient at the time.
Whichever one fits.
You figure out of the 2 of them, we'll figure some shit to justify whatever we're doing at some point, right? That's 2 pretty big books.
We'll take the one that works best.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. You go, well, look in this book and figure it out. They said that Yahweh said that his main purpose is to motivate blacks to become moral, ethical, and upright and free from drugs and prostitution. He said that business has not been great, but the group hopes to have an open house next month to attract customers. Who stays at motels? People who drink, smoke, fuck women, unmarried, whether they're paying for it or not. That's what motels are for.
Or families on vacation and men on business. That's it.
What kind of
business?
A shit business if you can't even afford an H.
And if you're staying at this is not good. This is people in trouble.
This is people in trouble. Yeah, and families aren't going on vacation to stay at some motel in a shitty neighborhood in Miami, I would think, I would hope. I would say don't go on that vacation. It's not worth it.
You can't afford it.
You can't afford it. They said, our motels may not be full today, but I'm willing to invest in the long run. We as a group are willing to make the sacrifices that are necessary. We're losing money today, so Biscayne Boulevard can make millions tomorrow.
Tomorrow. It's an investment in the future.
It's in the future here. They said, we had all kinds of people from all nationalities, and they love how we pamper them. We're not prejudiced. We're open to all people. All people unless you're a prostitute, unmarried couple, or drug user. Potential guests sign a moral code before they can register and get a room.
That's unbelievable.
Nope. They said, we've had some obvious prostitutes try to check in. We don't allow it. We turn them away. We won't compromise our principles for $1. Obvious prostitutes consists of what?
And ladies with dildos in their back pockets. And
yeah, did they proposition you?
Right.
I'd like a room and I'll give you a blowjob for $20. Like, unless they said that, how do you know they're a prostitute?
What's an obvious prostitute?
A foot-long, band of condoms hanging out of the side of her skirt. Is that how they found out? Coming out of her purse? Yahweh ben Yahweh said the sect hopes to add more properties to the depressed boulevard. And they said, as we gain more funds, it will be our delight.
Our delight.
To buy these shit properties. He said, I think some of the ideas I had about them were incorrect, said Dan Kinsley, manager of Easy TV Rentals on North 81st Street. So he went in there and bullshitted everybody into going, I guess they're fine.
Well, he also put a whole bunch of TVs in these places, and that guy's probably thrilled with them.
No shit, yeah.
Yeah.
Here's from November 87 musical message. A Yahweh disciple, once a pop singer, uses his musical background to shed a little light on the religious group.
Field pop singer, okay.
Prince Gideon Israel used to be a famous pop singer under another name. But
Prince?
Formerly known as.
Yeah.
It is Cornelius Brothers and Sister Rose, apparently.
Oh.
And my cousin Ian, who is fucking the most into music of anybody I've ever met, said they were damn good. So good.
Really?
Yeah. They said by the mid-'70s, he went into seclusion with a self-proclaimed son of God and was not heard of again in the music industry. Today, Gideon is trying to move back into the industry to shed a little light on the religious group that replaced his career. As it did at the beginning of the year in announcing plans for a chain of grocery stores, the Yahweh sect is again allowing the world to peek inside its white walls. This time, the peephole is in the Broward County, quote, the slice of life scene, Yahweh style, the musical musings of Gideon. Love Train, a 9-song album released this month by Hangar 18 Records, is the first product of the Hollywood-based recording studio that's being offered for public consumption. Gideon said, I didn't write this just for the Yahwehs. He said, I'm singing the truth. It's music that your children can listen to. Mm-hmm. Gideon is the mastermind behind what the Yahwehs think will soon be a booming music enterprise.
Yeah. This is Hollywood, Florida, probably?
Yeah, Hollywood, Florida. Yeah. This, by the way, is the one thing that could possibly bring them down. Nothing has completely bankrupted more athletes, fucking people like that who than trying to be a record entrepreneur. That just breaks everybody.
Entrepreneur, record, any musical. Just anything musically. Yeah.
Watch that Broke documentary on ESPN. Like every one of those guys is like, I put a music studio in my house to try to get a record label off the ground, and now they're on a documentary called Broke. It's not a good sign. Bad sign. The recording studio at 5800 Mayo Boulevard or Street, Hollywood, is to be opened to the public soon, and a second larger studio to be opened in Dania. Plans are also underway to take on other Yahweh acts under the Hangar 18 name. Wow. Mm-hmm. While Gideon will eventually take his act on tour. The album is available at Yahweh-run stores in Dade and Broward counties, and the group is working on getting it distributed locally, even through record stores. The Yahwehs want to distribute the album nationally eventually.
Wow.
For Gideon, the album and the planned tour mean a return to the business he dropped out of more than a decade ago. Known then as Carter Cornelius, Gideon hit the top of the charts in 1971 singing with his sister Rose and his brother Eddie as the Cornelius Brothers and Sister Rose, which is a very descriptive and accurate title for the group. Yeah.
Yeah.
Two brothers and their sister Rose. Treat Her Like a Lady, the group's hit that year, featured brother Eddie on lead vocals and was followed that year by Too Late to Turn Back Now. The group recorded a few lesser hits afterward, but by 1974 was no longer a force on the charts.
Holy.
2 years later, Gideon disappeared from the music world. He had gone into seclusion with Yahweh Ben Yahweh, leader of the sect. I keep saying cult when it says sect. I stepped out because I wanted to learn something different. I had the style, but I didn't have any spiritual knowledge. I didn't have any wisdom. He said, last time I went out half-stepping. Half-stepping's back again. What? See?
Yeah.
Half-stepping is the weirdest fucking thing because we found out from a Small Town Murder episode, not only does it have a history in cowboys like 150 years ago saying that, but like black guys in cities say half-stepping in a completely different way.
Weird.
And it's the same thing. So anyway, he said he went out half-stepping. This time it's a different situation because we've got our own everything. Everything includes their own recording studio, which Gideon built and wired, their own label and their own publishing company, and their own distribution company and their own promoters. Holy shit.
That's a whole record label.
Yeah, it is. Gideon wrote, arranged, and performed. He played all the instruments, produced, engineered, and mastered the album himself, and designed the album cover, even.
That's everything.
That's everything. That is the Yahweh way, Gideon said, and that, not a Yahweh sermon, is what people will get a glimpse of when they hear the record or see him perform, he said. He said, I won't have a church. I'm not a preacher. I'm an entertainer. I sing good. I sing good. Pointing to his white turban-like outfit here, I can't see it from the newspaper. This is just my culture and belief, he says. That culture's come under fire in the past as the Yahwehs have been implicated in several violent things, yada, yada, yada. Gideon said the acts were done by people trying to undermine the group.
Oh.
Yeah. Despite the bad press, Gideon says he thinks the album will do well. The controversy over the sect may even stir up greater interest in the recordings, and he says, quote, we'll go platinum with it for sure. Platinum.
No publicity is bad publicity.
Yeah, that is not good. Yeah.
It's going to be platinum.
platinum. December 4th, you're not NWA. This isn't going to help your fucking cause. Like, oh, the cops are calling them out on stage and shit, so they're going to sell more albums. That's not how this shit works. We just think you're a weird cult. December 4th, 87, another guy's in trouble here. A man awaiting trial on charges of sexually assaulting 2 West Raleigh women received a sentence of life plus 50 years in prison.
That's a lot.
Fucking around after he was convicted of raping a woman in East Raleigh last December. Rodney Kemp Jeter, like Derek, 22, of Raleigh, was given the maximum possible prison sentence by Superior Court judge here. A jury deliberated only 16 minutes at the conclusion of a 3-day trial. I don't even know how you can do a vote in 16 minutes. Just to tear one sheet of paper into 12 squares would take half of that, wouldn't it?
I think they just open voted. Everybody thinks they're guilty,
He's
right?
guilty,
Should we
right?
take a vote? No, we're good.
Wow, 16 minutes before finding him guilty of first-degree rape and first-degree sexual assault in the attack on women who lived near the Wake Medical Center. So this is definitely North Carolina. They said it's really satisfying to see him get what he deserves, Assistant District Attorney said in an interview. I tried to make it easy for the jury, and I obviously succeeded. He's a cocky son of a bitch, this fucking...
I did something thought, and evidently that thought was correct.
I tried to be wonderful, and it turns out I am. So, hey, problem solved.
I did it.
Isn't that great? He said Jeter testified he was at his aunt's home when the rape occurred. Police fingerprint analysts testified that they had found Jeter's print on an address book belonging to the women. Prints were also found on the window ledges in the homes of the 2 West Raleigh women. He's breaking into women's houses through the fucking window and raping them.
So he's saying he wasn't there, and his fingerprints say he was.
With my aunt. And just somebody else with my fingers must have been there. I don't know what happened. The East Raleigh woman testified that she was unable to identify Jeter because he had forced her to look away during the rape. They permitted the prosecutor to call the 2 West Raleigh women to the stand to testify they had been assaulted in a similar manner. So they basically, I didn't see him, but then they brought up 2 people who did see him and said he did the same thing to me. And that, yeah. All 3 women testified they'd been awakened by a man who broke into their homes through a window and held a kitchen knife to their necks. He threatened to kill them if they did not submit to his demands. They said the men also robbed them. It's not bad enough that it's not enough for you.
Yeah.
And
you're robbing
do you have any money too?
Why take that too?
And I'll take money also. That's just, I don't know why that makes it so much worse, but it's like, you know what else can I do for you? Anything else?
Well, probably because
tell me all about your mother? Like, what the fuck?
The robbery was likely after the fact, which makes it so much worse.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
And them being like, and I'll take this too. Like, what? Fucking scumbag, man. So he threatened to kill them if they did not submit to his demands. He held a kitchen knife to their necks while he did this. Piece of shit, like the Night Stalker. One of the West Raleigh women identified Jeter as the man who forced her to perform oral sex on him in April. He was arrested by Raleigh police on June 11th after he was caught peeping into the windows of several Raleigh apartments. Wow. Police said at the time that he was peeping. Jeter fled when police approached him, and according to Major R. Tom Justice, that's the cop. Major R. Tom Justice.
As if you couldn't. You know, I've oftentimes wondered if there was a perfect name for a career.
I think Major Justice is pretty good for a guy.
Pretty soft.
That sounds like a cheesy comic book character. Captain America and Major Justice are going to handle some fucking shit right now.
You looked at that kid and said, he's going to be a cop. So,
yep.
Yeah.
That's right. Look at a little square jaw on him. He came out with a flat top.
Square-jawed little bastard.
Came out with a flat top. Really was irritating to his mom's vagina, too. She didn't like that on the way out there. The birth canal is not meant for flat tops. Shaved
Spilled
his
black coffee on his way out.
Oh, man. Also, his tie got caught in her fallopian tube, which is tough. His shitty striped tie got caught on it.
That 6-pointed star really hurts the cervix.
It's like, here's the baby, and oh, what's that? And then to-tink, tink, it fell out on the floor, and you just heard it. The metal hit on there. That's rough. So Jeter was charged with the attacks here. They said police said they found him a short time later hiding in a 1976 Honda.
Whoa, how do you get...
How do you even
How
hide
do you
inside
hide
there?
in there?
His head was probably sticking out of the top. Jeter is charged with first-degree rape, first-degree burglary, and the May 21st attack of one of the two West Raleigh women. The second woman was attacked April 24th. Jeter is charged with first-degree sexual assault, first-degree burglary, and armed robbery in that case. Jeter also faces a first-degree burglary charge stemming from a break-in May 13th in the same area. After Jeter was arrested in June, he told police that his name was Ahia Ahi Israel, and that he's a member of the Yahwehs. Of course he is. And he said also that, so he's innocent, is what he said. December 19th, 1987, Yahwehs add parking lots to their business empire.
Oh, they're doing just the bottom rung of business empires.
But this is how you make money, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is like...
Get it going. Yeah.
This is what you do. If you don't have millions and millions to open a big thing, this is how you build it. You know, open 20 laundromats. They don't go out of business.
Bunch of car washes and parking lots.
You make your car washes are terrible investments.
Are
Never. They? Yeah. There's because every area there's one that people go to, and then all the others Remember Lenny Dykstra? How many athletes have tried the car wash thing and lost all their money?
As long as it's not like a moving parts one, like the self-wash car wash, those things are expensive as fucking overhead is nuts. But those self-car wash things with the gun, those things, I watched a guy recently on, I don't know where the fuck it was, some entrepreneur. He was showing how much money he made. He's making like fucking $50,000 a month.
The problem is if there's a couple of those already where you are, that's it. You got to buy those, or you can't open up a new one.
Very few of them in this country at all, though, right?
They're in everywhere, every damn town.
Self-car washes?
Every town has those, yeah.
I'm sure every town has one, but I don't think there's many,
10 trillion of them in Phoenix.
Is there? I don't see them anymore.
They're
not
everywhere.
The self ones.
Really? They're all over the place. I mean, maybe not in the past few years, but I've saw them when I've been out there recently. Yeah, they're there.
I'm sure they exist.
No one's waiting for those fucking 45 guys to hand fucking wipe. I'm not waiting 2 hours for a car wash. Yeah, but that's how long those take.
Most people are doing just that fucking sit in it and it runs you through it now.
Most of those have the bays also.
Yeah, for sure.
With the self-washing. That's what I'm talking about. You go through one and then there's also self-wash and they have the vacuums you can do yourself too and all that.
For that, yeah. But to wash it, they don't have the bays anymore. I haven't seen one of those with a bay
New York,
in fucking
they're all
so
over the
long.
place. They're everywhere.
Yeah, but you guys got to wash all that shit off your car too, right? All the salt and stuff.
Yeah, half the year you have dust every minute of every day.
So many of these motherfuckers
constantly
don't
covered in dust.
Cars. They're
just
dirty
gross.
ass shit running around.
Dirty, dusty shit boxes. Yeah. So everybody's got shit to clean, but that's that's fair. So they said the Yahwehs are moving into parking spaces here. Mm-hmm. They leased the parking lot that was part of the old Playboy Club. Property on Biscayne Boulevard, just south of North 79th Street. The INS building is right across the boulevard, so they're going to get some parking from that. Lawyer Ellis Rubin and his family bought the club sometime after it closed, planning to someday move their law offices there. Rubin is general counsel to the Yahwehs. His son Mark says they've leased the lot to the Yahwehs to operate as a public parking lot, and they'll service the INS building.
That makes a shitload of money, right?
That's
Parking
good.
Downtown like that.
Absolutely, yeah. That's a sweetheart deal. No one can buy that property. Right. This is their lawyer hooking them up. Mark Rubin said the family still plans to remodel and move into the old club in the future. We're waiting for the market to improve, he says. It has 35,000 square feet, too big for us alone, and we'd rent out the remaining space. It would also cost about $1 million to remodel. That was late 87, huge stock market crash. Everything was not going well, especially in Miami.
So $1 million worth of remodeling is a lot of remodeling.
That's a lot, but I mean the rental market for Miami office space is not good because they built tons of shit with Coke money in the early 80s.
Yeah.
Then the fucking stock market crashed.
Yeah.
And now it's nobody's
these buildings
wants to be in these buildings. Yep. And now they're religious sect parking lots. So they said it would cost about $1 million to remodel. They said that the Yahwehs are continuing to expand their property acquisition so fast, Rubin said. We have a tough time keeping track of it all.
I believe it.
I believe it. January 27th, 88, Reno reveals negotiations in Yahweh murder case. Okay. This is Janet Reno, the future attorney general and through the whole 90s, and Will Ferrell character on Saturday Night Live.
It was an attorney. Were they? She was in Florida?
Yeah, that's where she came from. Yeah. Former
I'm thinking, never mind. I'm thinking of Napolitano.
Oh, yeah, no, she's Arizona.
They looked similar.
True. It's hard to deny that.
Yeah.
Former Yahweh sect member Robert Rozier, accused of the two 1986 shooting deaths, will either continue his first-degree murder trial or announce a plea agreement with prosecutors tomorrow. Dade State Attorney Janet Reno made a rare courtroom appearance yesterday to ask for a 2-day delay on behalf of her assistants handling the case. They had to bring in the boss to talk to the judge. Attorneys told the judge they needed more time to prepare pretrial arguments and possibly strike a deal. All right. January 28th, trial delayed. So we're going to get delayed here. The judge granted a 2-day delay earlier this week to allow time, and now it's delayed again and been rescheduled for Monday. So it's still happening pretty quick. February 1st, 1988, plea talks break off in the Rozier trial. They were trying to get a plea bargain going.
Yeah, right.
So they said they have broken off. The defense attorney, Jeffrey Winkle, said the negotiations have broken down. That's how it goes. The pretrial hearings had begun, but they're not getting anywhere, and now that's how it goes. March 5th, 1988, he cuts a deal.
Yeah.
He cuts a deal. He could have faced the electric chair and 4 slayings. But instead, he charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder, pleaded guilty to reduced charges, and avoiding the death penalty.
So talks probably broke down because he wanted more out of this, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Somebody did. That's how that is. That's a
Right.
negotiating tactic, yeah.
Sure.
Rozier scheduled to appear before the judge for a sentencing report after pleading guilty to 4 counts of second-degree murder in the deaths of Anthony Brown, Rudolph Broussard, Raymond Roger Kelly, and Cecil Branch. Brown and Broussard were shot to death. They were the tenants of the apartment building there. Kelly and Branch, both of whom had their ears cut off, were killed the previous month. Remember, he went and killed those other people in their houses. Even if he were not sentenced to die for each murder as Horn sought, a first-degree murder conviction would have carried a life prison term, 25 years of which must be served before eligible for parole. Second-degree murder convictions carry no minimum mandatory sentence except for a 3-year minimum mandatory if a gun is involved. Yeah, his attorney here, or I guess the judge said to the prosecutor, Don, I'm sorry I had to be so hard on this, but this case is just too old.
Yeah, what did he want? The minimum 3 years? Is that what he's trying to get?
No, they're talking about the prosecutor, I think he was talking to, saying, that basically the prosecutor admitted in court that conflicting testimony by some witnesses and the inability to locate other witnesses were among the factors that led to his plea deal. Okay. They were afraid that he was going to get acquitted.
Wow.
And the judge basically said, look, I'm sorry I had to make this happen, because the judge kept saying wouldn't delay the trial even more. Mm-hmm. So they said basically I needed it off my books because it's an old case and I'm not going to have
so bad. Yeah.
Just want it off my docket, basically. Murder stay murder, as Bunk says, but still.
You can't leave that just sitting there when we've got a suspect and an idea of going forward.
But also don't rush.
Don't do that either.
Don't just get it off your books.
Yeah.
So one witness here, the conflicting witnesses, one said Rozier was clean shaven when he had a heavy beard. Others incorrectly identified the street clothing Rozier was wearing when he was found laying in a field near the scene of the murders. They said, in light of the discrepancies that have developed with respect to some of the testimony of the witnesses in this case, that's what the prosecutor said.
Yeah.
The judge said, good luck, Mr. Rozier. Rozier still wore the white garb of the Yahwehs, even though he's been excommunicated. The judge made it clear to Rozier that he could still receive 4 life sentences and would definitely be going to jail. He said, quote, you're going to jail. I don't know for how long, but make no mistake, you're going to prison.
You bet.
That sounds like you're in trouble, mister. Don't you think that you're not? Just because we let you have ice cream when you're grounded doesn't mean you're going out tonight. Yeah.
You take that Sunday to your room.
That's right. You're still not playing wiffle ball. I'll tell you that much.
I'm mad at you.
I'm mad, but everybody needs ice cream sometimes. So March 7th, 88, Yahweh sect offers help against anti-Semitic acts.
Oh.
This is crazy. They are insanely anti-Semitic, this group. That's the whole basis of what they're doing here. But they said a pipe bomb exploded in a playground near a Jewish synagogue in Hollywood, bringing new fears about a wave of anti-Semitic vandalism in South Florida, and a Friday offer from sect leader Yahweh Ben Yahweh to guard these institutions from vandals. We would like to put several foxes at the doors of your hen houses, please.
Yeah, well, it sounds
to
like
guard
he's
them
like,
against the foxes. You know how it is.
Yeah. The pipe bombs bring too much attention, though. So if we participate, then maybe it'll all go away.
Yeah. Also, who's to say they didn't put the pipe bomb there so they could then move into this and try to fucking muscle these people or God knows what else. They're a cult. Who knows what they're doing? Jewish officials are alarmed by the growing number of incidents involving anti-Semitic vandalism, including the Thursday afternoon pipe bomb incident, but the offer of the Yahweh sect was not warmly accepted by some Jewish officials. No shit.
We'd rather you don't.
Art Teitelbaum, the Southern Area Director of the Anti-Defamation League, said it has the aroma of a publicity stunt. What we need at this juncture are not civilian patrols or paramilitary security. We need effective law enforcement. Yeah, we pay fucking taxes is what that is. They fix that shit, not these idiots. Right. Yeah. Right. He said, I want to reject any move that would blur the distinction between Jewish people and the Yahweh sect. We are suspicious of any organization that characterizes white Jews as imposters. Because their thing is we're the actual Hebrew. Yeah. We're the actual Israelites. That's the whole deal. The Yahwehs. At a news conference, Yahweh Ben Yahweh, the head of the Yahwehs, said his followers would patrol the synagogues unannounced and would not wear their trademark robes. You know what? Yeah. You know what makes people at synagogue completely even more comfortable is just having hordes of random black people hanging out in front of their church. That's what they really are not afraid of.
Random street-clothed individuals just wandering around.
And black people. That's what they're afraid of that too. Yeah. So this is like, they'd be less threatening in the robes probably to most of the people inside, even though they'd be more threatening in the robes. But inside they're like, oh God, a black fella, no. Church people don't like that.
A handful of sisters get out of a car at the airport this weekend, and I wish they were on my plane. If there's, you know what I mean? If there's ever a group that's probably not going down. I've never seen a plane crash that said...
You mean nuns, not black ladies.
Sisters with the...
We were just talking... You can see why I was confused.
I can understand.
Yeah, I get it. Okay. That's fucking hilarious. I thought.
Yeah.
I was like, why would the black ladies keep the planes in the air? I don't get it.
You've never heard of a plane going down. The soul plane never crashes, James.
It never crashes.
Red man always lands nice.
That's right. Always bet on black, like Wesley Snipes said in a plane. That's right. I forgot all about that, Jimmy. You're right. You're right. I changed my mind. So they said at a news conference, he said that he would do that. He said his group would patrol in unmarked cars even if they don't get the blessing of Jewish leaders.
We're doing it anyway.
He said it's a matter of all men who believe in good standing together. That's what Yahweh said.
Fair.
He rejected claims by Teitelbaum that the Yahweh group is anti-Semitic. He refused to estimate his group's membership, but says they have branches in most major cities. He said they're actually not anti-Semitic. They're the true Semites, the chosen people of the Bible.
Pro-Semite.
Well, pro-us, who we believe is that. You, on the other hand,
Semites.
You're not the ones that, exactly.
You're the anti-Semitic one.
He says, quote, it's impossible for me to be anti-Semitic because I'm the original Semite. I'm God and all, is what he said. Yeah. That's fucking insane. So anyway, he keeps going here with all of this. He appeared at the office of his attorney, Ellis Rubin, a counsel to the Yahweh group, and Prentice Rashid, the Liberty City shopkeeper who became famous after he After his electrified grill killed an attempted burglar. Wow. What
Really?
the fuck? A grand jury refused to indict Rashid. Rashid said he was at the news conference in support of Yahweh ben Yahweh. Reuben, the lawyer who is Jewish, said Teitelbaum is not the spokesman for all Jewish people. I am. No, sorry.
Yahweh is.
No, Reuben is.
Oh, is that what he said?
No,
Yeah.
he didn't say that. He didn't say I am. He said he said the Yahweh move could spur other people to volunteer as well as to patrol near Jewish institutions, which makes them uncomfortable, I would imagine, as they would make me. Yeah. Teitelbaum said the motivation for the pipe bombing is not certain, but said it came after a growing number of anti-Semitic incidents. He said there's no direct indication through note or graffiti, but prudence demands that when a pipe bomb is exploded on Jewish property, that it's presumed to be a threat to that congregation.
Sure.
He said there's been 37 serious acts of anti-Semitic vandalism in Florida this year. Oh my God, that happens by noon in Florida today. By fucking noon in Florida, there is at least 37 acts of anti-Semitic vandalism. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Compared with 64 incidents in all of 1987. Wow.
Documented.
Fuck, man, we are falling apart. The majority of the incidents this year were in Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach counties, where Jawish people are generally. Right. They're not in fucking Tallahassee, most of them. That's why.
There's very. You're not going to see them up in fucking Jacksonville.
Nope, unless they're in the
Daytona.
fucking. Yeah, they're going to avoid that for sure. Teitelbaum said the incidents are often carried out by teenage vandals, but some of the recent incidents have appeared more serious with pro-Palestinian themes. Oh. He said, we now see this latest incident an element of potentially deadly violence. While the victims of these incidents are Jewish institutions, it's the entire community that's threatened. Other incidents have alarmed Teitelbaum and other Jewish officials, include the breaking of windows in a Dade County synagogue, desecration there's a misprint in the newspaper. So it says desecration or a Miami institution, meaning it's supposed to be of. So it broke my brain. I'm like, a Miami institution with pro-Palestinian slogans in late April and similar incidents in Boca Raton and elsewhere in Palm Beach County. Mm-hmm. Mordecai Levy, founder of the Militant Jewish Defense Organization, said recent incidents call for more radical action, such as the arming of Jews to protect their facilities. Levy said he plans to send people to South Florida to train Jews to arm and defend themselves. But Teitelbaum said his group will continue its strategy of working with congregations on crime prevention programs. He said, we produce a handbook for Jewish communal organizations on basic security precautions and work closely with law enforcement. Okay. June 4th, 88, Yahweh ben Yahweh lashes out at Robert Rozier. Oh, yes. Okay. He said
Publicly?
to say, in the paper, to say the Yahwehs are tied to murder or acts of violence or anything wicked by the mouth of a person or an individual who claimed at one time to believe in Yahweh is just ludicrous. Yeah. He said it's a very evil and wicked thing to do, and I take it that it's an attempt to divide my people in general, the so-called black people specifically. A story in Friday's Miami Herald reported that Robert Rozier had told state and federal investigators that members of the sect were responsible for the ritualistic murders of up to a dozen people. Rozier said some of the murders were beheadings. Reuben, the lawyer, criticized the Herald and its sources for an article that is absolutely indefensible. He said they quote nobody. They say from law enforcement authorities, we understand that Robert Rozier is saying things that could implicate the Yahwehs in up to a dozen killings. Now, how does one defend against such a terrible, terrible attack?
Yeah.
How? Oh, boy. How does one, Reuben said that. How does one defend against the guy saying what happened? Reuben said that Rozier has been trying to make a deal with the prosecutors, and the Yahweh name is just enticement for that. He says it was a year ago next week that Robert Rozier, while in the Dade County Jail, made a telephone call to Yahweh to try to extort monies and a new attorney from the nation of Yahweh. Oof. All right, here we go. Sentencing day for old Bobby R. here.
Yeah.
He makes a brief appearance in court to receive his sentence here. This is for 4 murders. 4, including like cutting people's fucking ears off in their own home, okay?
On a plea now.
On a plea. Wow. Now, his attorney wouldn't say, because they said that these charges they're talking about, all right, we'll get into that. All right. Part of the deal is if he's charged and convicted in a related federal case, the sentence would run concurrently. So if he gets arrested for more, they don't even tack anything onto the end of it. It just runs with this. It's freebies, basically, is what they're saying. His attorney wouldn't say what those charges might be, but he said, I anticipate that sometime in the future, the federal government may file. He is sentenced to, you, sir, may fuck off 22 years.
For 4 bodies.
4 bodies.
Less than 6 apiece. 5.5
4
per.
Dude, if he did this because this was some like drug retaliation, he'd have got the goddamn chair. But because it's some religious shit, he gets 22 years.
This is to life or just 22 years?
22 years. Under law, he must serve at least, do you know how many years he must serve, what the minimum is here?
Yeah.
3.
3. You got the 3-year thing.
That's it. That's his, but 22 is the sentence. So he could be out in 5 fucking years for fucking 4 murders. That's insane.
That's what the negotiations were about. He wanted to just get 3.
Yeah, I'll just take the 3. Prosecutors would not say why, but law enforcement sources close to the investigations have said that Rozier has implicated sect members in a number of ritualistic slayings in Florida and other states. Many of them were beheadings. So they said he added Rozier, who wore his shit in the court still. He's still wearing his robes and shit. Here.
Excommunicated, still rocking it.
Still rocking it. Under the plea agreement here, they said that, that's all he's going to get. He sentenced him to 4 22-year terms, but to run consecutively or concurrently. So 22 years. They said, the defense attorney said, considering the original charges, I'm not disappointed with the result. I guess
you
not.
aren't?
Why would you be if you're the defense attorney? You'd be thrilled with this.
Oh, defense. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
You aren't?
Prosecutor, 22 years for 4 murders. You put that shit on your business cards from now on.
Yeah.
Hand that shit out to every drug dealer you find. 22 years for 4 murders. What's up with that? Wow.
Find a better one.
Prosecutors said he contacted the victims' families several months ago to tell them that the state planned to make a deal, and they agreed. Okay, we'll see. We'll see. They said they thought the term Barbara Malone, who represents the Broussards and others in a civil lawsuit against the Yahwehs, said the 22-year term was appropriate considering the objectives of law enforcement. Wow. They said, I think it's realistic to anticipate that Robert Rozier will be in maximum security a long, long time. That accomplishment and the understanding that he may help solve other violent murders is a worthwhile goal and one my clients would support.
At least 3 Christmases.
At least 3. I mean, that's, June 18th, 1988, ex-member statements accuse Yahweh sect of murder, extortion, and abuse. Now, more people are being kicked out. More people are leaving. 2 former members of the sect have given sworn statements accusing members of extortion, child beating, and murder.
Goddamn.
Holy shit. They said that they ran rigid cult-like camps with forced labor, public beatings, house meetings that encourage violence, and tit-for-tat revenge. Lloyd Clark and Wilbert Roll, who lived in the sect in the early 80s, made allegations in Jane Doe versus the Temple of Love, which sounds like a movie. That sounds like a porn. Jane Doe versus the Temple of Love. That sounds
Jane's
like
getting raped a lot. She's getting gangbanged today.
Yeah, sounds like a Indiana Jones themed porn from just after the Temple of Doom era.
What was the blonde lady from that?
Oh, God, I can't remember what the
would be her.
name was. Yeah, her. She's getting it. Yeah. The federal civil suit stems from the 86 execution-style slayings of the Opelika men, so that's Rozier's crimes. U.S. District Judge dismissed the suit May 31st after the parties reached a tentative settlement, but Attorney Rubin said through a secretary Friday that he canceled the agreement and he wants the sect to clear its name at trial.
We're going to fight.
He said, it's just a terrible, bald-faced assertion of some terrible, terrible accusations or allegations which are denied emphatically. There's not one iota of evidence that backs up those allegations. That's why you were just about done negotiating a deal. He said that these are the remarks of someone who's obviously very upset at the Yahwehs. And he added that Clark and Roll had been engaged in divorce proceedings and child custody battles against women who left their families for the life in the Yahweh temple. Yahweh ben Yahweh would not comment on the story. Of course, in a deposition, he denied that he is a religion of violence. 99.9% of all the allegations are outright lies, he said. They are fabrications from the mouths of liars.
What about the 0.1?
Where's that? Yeah, that's still a child beater. According to Roll, Yahweh ben Yahweh encouraged violence among temple members and once urged a member to, quote, take a head, a white head, and bring it back in a bag. This was supposed to avenge the deaths of black people in the community, Ben Roll said. Yahweh ben Yahweh spoke of death angels who were to kill Yahweh enemies or members who betrayed the sect. Sect members were responsible for several murders in Florida and other states. Neither Clark nor Roll claimed to have seen the killings. Yahweh ben Yahweh and his followers also admitted, this is all their claims, administered public beatings to disobedient sect members. Children in the temple were often beaten with switches or rods. Yahwehs were told to give false addresses in order to claim food stamps and welfare checks, which then would be turned over to the temple. Which
fraud.
Is like, again, what all these fucking cults do. That's Jonestown did the same shit.
That's how Arizona City thrived, was through
absolutely
phony fucking WIC programs.
That's why they have so many fucking kids too. The more kids you have, the more money you have. That's why
that was one of the first things that they got Warren Jeffs for.
Yeah, absolutely. That's something they could bring him in on that had paperwork attached to it.
Right.
The rest took a while to build. To have sex, married temple members had to sign up for the conjugal room. Yes. They claim too. Yahweh ben Yahweh private. That is a sticky room. That sounds gross.
It's a disgusting word too.
Ugh, it is. Yahweh ben Yahweh privately enjoyed free access to most temple women, including young girls, while publicly preaching that too much sex was bad. Clark and Roll's statements offer some of the most detailed allegations in the public view. Clark told attorneys he joined the Yahwehs in 80, lived in the fortress-like temple on Northwest 62nd Street, and served as a high-ranking official in the New Jersey branch of the Yahwehs before leaving the sect in 85. According to his statement, Yahweh ben Yahweh regularly held classes where he encouraged members to kill. He said, quote, he would say many times, how many of you all would like to kill a white person?
God, Jesus.
How many of you, all of you, would like to get a head? And everybody would raise their hand, not get a head like of something, get a head. Clark told attorneys that ex-Yahweh member Robert Rozier had admitted to a sacrificial killing in Newark, New Jersey. That's not going to, that won't line up with that prosecutor deal in Florida. That's a whole other state. And now we're interstate. That could be federal. Who knows? He said he met Rozier in Newark on Yahweh business in June of 84, and they went together to the 300 block of South Orange Avenue. Clark said, quote, Nariah, which is Rozier's Yahweh name, took me to a spot in the street that had a big blood spot down the corner from the temple, and he said, we killed this white man last night here.
It's still got a grease spot.
Yep. He said, I said, well, what happened? He said, we did it as a sacrifice for Yahweh ben Yahweh coming to our city. He taught us that white people were goats, which was the devil, and goats were to be sacrificed.
Right.
Fuck you got against goats. Goats are nice. They're fun.
That's
goats are hilarious.
In a lot of religions. That's
I know. I know the goat person.
Of the devil and shit.
Yeah, I know. Weird. But I don't know why they pick goats, because they're stubborn. They got their own fucking... I think they just have their own minds, and they wouldn't follow some religious cult. Goats are less dumb than these people, because they wouldn't you couldn't get a goat to do this. They do what they want.
They're so cute.
They're fucking cute. You ever seen the fainting goats? They're the cutest goddamn thing on the planet.
That's
Hilarious.
a recessive gene, and it's the greatest recessive gene of any recessive gene.
I could never have any. Like if I had a farm, I couldn't have those because I would get nothing done. I'd be hilarious. I'd be laughing all day long,
Constantly scaring them.
Oh my God! Look at them go! Oh, God. The way their feet are stiff, like it's hilarious. And then they just get up fine.
When they bounce walk, that's the greatest thing I've ever seen. A hop walk from a goat will make you smile no matter what mood you're in.
If they weren't stinky and constantly shitting, I would have goats. But they're disgusting animals.
They also will mow your lawn in a blink.
I got a guy that mows my lawn.
Weeds.
I don't want to take his job away. He mows my lawn because I don't have time for that shit. But he mows my lawn and he doesn't shit everywhere when he does it.
Yeah.
If he left trails of shit all over my grass, I'd be like, "Oh, we're lowering the price, mister."
Yeah, we need a little more grass to cover up all your shit.
All your shit. Yeah, what's up with that? We killed this white man. What happened? So yeah, devils were goats. Clark also linked the sect to the 1981 beheading and a related shooting death, even though he'd said he did not witness either. Roll, 29, joined the temple in March 82 and left 2 years later and said, quote, "I didn't approve of violence and the punishments." His deposition details a military-like life where the work days are long and the rules are strict. All property is communal. He said earnings were turned over to a squad leader, so that's like his capo. And then you got to kick upstairs to him. Yeah. Children were forbidden to attend public schools for fear of brainwashing, which is what all the religions fucking think for the most part, all the crazy ones anyway. Once Roll said he saw Yahweh ben Yahweh beat a person with a switch. Other times, the whole group administered a beating. Yahweh consulted the Bible to find the proper punishment, he said. Well, the Bible's known for its very reasonably meted out punishments.
Right.
You know, not for like stoning your daughter to death for working on a Sunday or something like they have in there. You know, appropriate shit.
Very thoughtful group. Very
thoughtful. The Jane Doe lawsuit was filed on behalf of tenants who lived at the Opelika apartment complex there. So there we go. Interesting. By the way, below that, just in case they murder anyone in your family, take them on over to the Wigan Brothers funeral directors serving Greater Sarasota and Bradenton. They have Greg, Lance, Rick, and Gary will take care of your dead person.
Those are the guys.
That's them.
Family, huh?
Cremation, they really advertise here. Save hundreds of dollars in final expenses. Wow, okay. Then it says call for a free brochure from the National Cremation Society, which I did not know the NCS was a thing.
And that's that industry now, and now I'm terrified of that shit after that guy on that documentary that they had about that, where they're burning all you don't even get your family back. It's a bag of concrete.
Yeah, you get back a souvenir.
You get some gray dust, but it's nothing.
I mean, you could pretend. Either way, what's the difference? It's the same.
Yeah, you don't know anyway.
You don't know anyway, but that's crazy, though. That's a fucked up thing to do.
It's a fucked up business.
So as this all happens here, basically they are trying to polish their image because every day a story comes out that's bad like that, they need 3 positive stories to try to, be like, well, those people are obviously disgruntled and whatever. So they're really big on these open houses where community leaders and journalists are allowed to just walk through the Temple of Love and stuff like that. And of course, they would make it so anyone coming in wouldn't notice anything amiss. Right. Everything's fine for the visits here. Basically, the guys who walking around with clubs, now they have briefcases walking around acting like they're doing business. They'd show smiling children in clean classrooms. Remember how they were reciting all the countries of the world and all that shit? Sure. He called it, this is Yahweh said they were, quote, one big happy family. That's all it is, man. That's it. And Rozier acted on his own. We don't know anything about him. Back to remember the Yahweh music here.
Right.
Okay. July 9th, 1988, they say a column on Friday's TV page incorrectly stated that Prince Gideon, formerly known as Cornelius of the singing duo Cornelius and Sister Rose, had been involved in drugs before joining the Yahweh sect. A documentary about him will air today at 7:30 a.m. and Sunday at 11:30 p.m. on WBFS Channel 33. Who do you think fucking funded that? Probably. Wow, that's fucking crazy. December 10th, 1988. This is funny as shit. In the Miami Herald, the headline is, "A Miami Focus on West 57th Street and 60 Minutes." Okay. Miami, regularly a TV backdrop for Crockett and Tubbs. That's Miami Vice.
Oh, yeah.
For the young out there and
That's
for people.
the characters, huh?
Yeah, Crockett and Tubbs is getting some extra network airtime this weekend. Saturday, the CBS News magazine West 57th will present 2 reports with local angles at 10 p.m. on channels 4 and 34. A profile of Yahweh ben Yahweh, self-proclaimed Messiah and leader of the Liberty City Yahweh sect, and then a segment on organ transplants and the difficulty in finding private fundraising. Okay, so Melissa Malkovich, the Miami-based producer of both West 57 segments, said, "One of the striking things about Yahweh is, quote, for a Messiah, he's very down to earth.
Very casual.
And the thing is, he's seen TV and he uses this. Everyone expects him to come up and talk like a pope and be very pious but he makes jokes and stuff. So they somehow take that as, he's very down to earth and normal just because he makes jokes.
Well, he's a very earthly God.
He's got a sense. I never heard of Jesus having a sense of humor. That's one thing.
He's got cable.
Yeah, that's right. You can look through the Bible all you want. It says tons of great things about Jesus. Not once does it say he was funny. Ever? Does it ever say he was funny in there?
No, I don't remember a knock out of this son of a bitch.
They were like, and we were walking through the desert, and we were thirsty and everything, but that motherfucker killed us the whole time, man. I mean, he just kept us in stitches all the way to Bethlehem. It was fucking great.
Yahweh's got a lot of influence with Don Johnson, though.
Oh, he does. He can lots there. So Yahweh ben Yahweh talked about how Miami could become a bigger tourist spot. He said, think of how many people go to see my representative in Rome.
Oh, is he talking about the fucking Pope?
Think about how many people go to see my representative in Rome.
Everybody's going to see my executive assistant over there.
I keep that. That guy I keep in over there, they go check him out once in a while.
Wow.
So why wouldn't they come here to meet actual God? That's much better,
That's
isn't
a
it?
fascinating view.
Wow. Now he has an estimated worth of $100 million in donations and business ventures, and has revitalized parts of the inner city. But it also has been linked to 4 murders and surrounded by stories of violence and extremism. Yeah, but that's okay though. They made this block looks better now. Wow. January 1st, 1989, judge throws out federal suit filed in Yahweh killing. Victim's mother denied damages. They said plaintiff has simply not proffered evidence showing that the police were aware of a specific risk of harm to her son or that the police committed itself to the protection of her son.
Okay.
That's it. They don't have to protect you. Is essentially it. They said that the Opelika Police Department knew the plight of Anthony Brown, but failed to exercise its police power and authority to protect and sought damages based on that. But you don't have to. They said our position was that there was enough criminal activity that there should have been arrests made and seen to it that they were removed, is what their thing said, but the judge throws it out. So now, April 13th, 89, the people they threw out of that Opelika apartment complex seek damages from the Yahwehs.
Sure.
That one thing was the worst fucking decision they ever made.
Wow.
All of this shit stems from that. Without that one building, none of the murders, Rozier, all these lawsuits, all of that goes away.
Fuck.
Think about that. That one fucking thing. So thank fuck they did that. I mean, sucks people had to die, but it brought the attention to people.
Yeah.
So this article says, for the last 2.5 years, Keshia Briggs has flinched in fear every time she sees someone dressed in white. She thinks white-robed members of the Yahweh religious sect are after her and fears she will be murdered like her brother, who was shot in the head by a Yahweh member.
Damn.
One of the guys at the Opalaka place. She says, I sleep with every light on. Every little noise I hear, I'm afraid. A lot of times I just break down and cry. And she said, the fear has never left me. So Briggs and 26 other former tenants in the apartment complex want the Yahwehs and their Temple of Love to pay for what they described as a 3-day reign of terror, ending October 30th, 86, when Briggs's brother, Rudolph Broussard, and another tenant, Anthony Brown, were murdered. The 27 ex-tenants are suing the Temple of Love. And, their federal court suit accuses the temple of racketeering and conspiracy, saying the sect carried out a terrorist occupation strategy to force tenants from the building, which they kind of did. So that's another lawsuit now that they have to fucking deal with which is goddamn wild. They said they felt like they were living in a concentration camp because they were kicking in their doors and stripping down their apartments and walking around with staffs and beating people. April 15th, 1989, a witness says here that Yahweh ordered 2 murders.
Oh.
There you go. Yahweh ben Yahweh here. They said he disagrees. He said, all we have is a record of peace. That's all we have.
Oh.
I mean, disregard all the fire bombings and the murders and things like that. But other than that,
the ears and shit. Yeah.
I mean, it was peace. You know what I mean? Yeah. So Robert Rozier testified in U.S. District Court.
Oh.
Here we go. He's trying to get out early.
Yeah.
That the leader of the sect instructed his followers in various methods of murder, beat women and children in front of temple members, and ordered Rozier and another temple member to kill 2 men. The testimony came in connection with a lawsuit filed by the 27 tenants of the Opalaka apartment complex. They got him testifying for them.
Yeah.
That's wild. The tenants charged that they were terrorized by 100 members, obviously, for 3 days. So he said the Rozier said that Yahweh said when he heard about what was going on, he said, I'm going to send out 2 death angels. And then said Rozier and the fellow temple member then dug up guns buried across the street from the Temple of Love after being instructed by Yahweh to kidnap Broussard and Brown and cut off their heads. So they buried guns.
That's a conspiracy to murder.
That's something. But Broussard resisted and was shot, Rozier said, and Brown was shot as he tried to flee. So they couldn't capture them and take their heads. Mm-hmm. Rozier said that he was now in hiding under federal protection, denied killing either man.
He's out?
I mean, he's in custody of some kind, but he's under federal. He's in hiding. That doesn't sound like in prison, does it?
No, it sounds like he's got some immunity and some protection.
Yeah, he said his testimony in the lawsuit was his first since entering the federal program aimed at protecting witnesses and key federal cases from possible retribution from those incriminated by their testimony.
We're all very familiar with that program.
Wow, that is unreal.
Where the fuck do they have him?
Wow. I don't even know. That is shocking.
Can you put a guy in federal protection?
Shocking.
Can you do that while they're in jail?
Yeah, Sammy the Bull did it. He had to do a few years.
He was in prison, though?
They
kept him...
He had to do a few years before they let him out, after he testified, after he had the deal.
But they keep him in cushy
federal protective custody. Yeah. They don't keep him in Gen Pop, obviously. Right. But that is surprising and fascinating. But also not as surprising and fascinating as the article right under it about the free wallpaper seminar that's coming.
Free?
Free wallpaper seminar? What are you kidding me? Hold on a minute.
How do you give that away?
I can sit and learn about wallpaper, and you're not going to charge me anything. I don't believe it.
What adheres it and what removes it? Both?
Someone's going to fuck my face in that room, right?
That seems expensive.
Someone's going to rape my mouth, I'm pretty sure, if I try to go in there and learn about wallpaper. They're not going to do that.
That's to keep me occupied while a member of my family is getting fucked, right?
While they pillage my home, probably, yeah. Kill my animals and stuff. It says, learn to hang like the professionals.
There's a professional wallpaper.
Yeah, oh yeah, that was a thing back in the day here. So there you go. June 23rd, 1989, Yahweh sect told to pay tenants for terrorist eviction.
Oh.
Federal judge has ordered the Yahweh sect to pay $940,000 to tenants who lost their homes in a strong-arm eviction that ended in the deaths of 2 people. Wow.
Wow.
Tenants' attorney Thursday called for a police investigation of the sect, saying the civil trial testimony demonstrated that the white-robed Yahwehs engaged in a policy of violence against anyone who opposed them. They talk about, they firebombed an entire block in Delray Beach. They were involved in slayings in other cities. I think the state and federal government needs to carefully examine the judge's findings here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they still have unsolved under the fire bombings and all that kind of shit. Yahweh's attorney, Ellis Rubin, said he would appeal the ruling, saying the sect should not be blamed for what a few members did. I mean, no, qui bono, your ass. Fuck you.
Yeah,
No, it's, I mean, so what? We benefited. He said, we're appealing as a matter of religious freedom.
Oh, we should be able to do what we want because we're religious.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because we put robes on with our gang activities when we do strong arm tactics like the fucking mafia. We put a robe on instead of a suit, so that means it's okay.
Some people eat the blood of Christ or drink the blood of Christ. Some people firebomb.
That's what you do. There'll be blood to drink. Don't worry.
Some people drink the blood of Christ. Others spill it.
Yep. He says again, if a Catholic commits a crime, you don't punish the Pope or the priest because of his wrongdoing. If the Pope told you to do it, then you would, though. That's the thing. If the Pope said, go kill that guy because I don't like him, and he's a thorn in my side and my business interests are in the way, I think the Pope is guilty there. U.S. District Judge James Keogh issued his decision Wednesday on the lawsuit filed by 27 former residents. They said they will go into Rubin is still defending them, saying they'll go into a distressed area that's overrun by drug dealers and the criminal element, and they'll clean it up, kick out all the wrongdoers, then either sell or make housing available for poor people.
We're gentrifying.
They're such good people. That's all it is.
Yeah.
According to the lawsuit, they called the tactics terroristic occupation strategies, which the judge backed up here. They found that the church had engaged in a running criminal enterprise. They said the judge did not rule on who was responsible for the deaths of the 2 tenants. But he found that the church had engaged in a running criminal enterprise, extortion, and assault, and ordered it to pay $10,000 to each tenant for emotional distress, as well as reimburse them for 6 times the value of the belongings they lost.
Wow.
An additional $500,000 in punitive damages will also be divided among the tenants. Former tenant Shadell Hamilton, brother-in-law of one of those killed, said he was pleased by the verdict. I bet he is. He said, at first he didn't think it was possible. He said, I gave up. I said there wasn't any justice, that nothing would ever be done about it because there were so many things that they got away with before.
Sure.
Okay. That means, of course, that what was that, June? I got to find the date. It's important here. Okay, that was June 23rd, 1989. Mm-hmm. They're found responsible for all this and, legally responsible by a judge.
Right. Financially, too, yeah.
Yeah. July 18th, 1989, Yahweh sect leader to speak at economic function.
Which one?
Like
Yahweh?
It never fucking happened. No,
wow.
He got to a point of being too legitimate that people aren't even. It's beneath him now. Well, one person here, Shafiga Nelson, a Yahweh and owner of a beauty salon on North Main Street, is helping organize the Liberation Night banquet on behalf of the Women's Opportunity Network and Brothers of Superior Status, 2 national groups that focus on Black economic prosperity. Mm-hmm. Ms. Nelson said the controversy surrounding Yahweh Ben Yahweh is irrelevant to the banquet's theme of economic success.
Irrelevant.
She said, this is not a religious function. This is an economic function. Anyone who is for economic development, black, white, or whatever, is welcome to come. The cost of the banquet here at the Sheraton at St. John's Place is $30 a person. Wow. A banquet flyer credits Yahweh ben Yahweh with leading the sect whose members believe they are true Israelites and to amass more than $100 million in 7 years. Wow. They said, Ms. Nelson said, we Yahwehs own 5 hotels. Yahweh ben Yahweh has created jobs for many, many people, so we feel that he's an authority in this area. Wow, I guess so. The Yahweh's past has been fraught with controversy. Well, of course it has, because it's fucking crazy.
Yeah. But he's got anybody that amasses $100 million over 7 years is, I mean, anybody's going to be impressed by that.
That's what it is. It's absolutely, it's exactly what it is.
Financial blindness.
Yeah, they're like, well, they must be smart at something.
Right,
no,
yeah.
Having money doesn't mean you're smart. The National First Coast chapter of the National Business League, Inc., a group of about 70 black businessmen, was originally planning to include tickets to the banquet along with a $100 price of a booth for Unity Day, an all-black business trade fair scheduled for August 12th. But Williams said the chapter decided against doing that when members learned that Yahweh ben Yahweh would be the speaker.
Oh.
He said many of our members are devout Christians, and some of them have a problem associating with a speaker that doesn't recognize Jesus Christ.
What?
Let's take that apart.
Yeah.
They don't want to be around some crazy fucking cult leader who has to pay $1 million to people he terrorized and whose guy killed 4 fucking people.
Don't worry about that.
They just don't like that he's not into Jesus. Wow.
I mean, he kind of thinks he is Jesus, right?
He thinks he's
not
God,
Jesus.
not Jesus.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus is that's beneath him. He's God, Wow. Wow. Okay.
I don't
August
need
18th.
Jesus. I'm God.
I don't need Jesus. I'm God. Yeah.
Right.
So here we go. This is August 18th, 1989. Woman who fled Yahweh's is threatened.
Uh-oh.
When Rudolfo Broussard was murdered by members of the Yahweh religious sect during the Opelika incidents, his relatives fled to Georgia. Broussard's mother, sister, and longtime girlfriend, Carlene Bryant, thought they'd be safe from threats in the southwest Georgia town of Albany. They were wrong, Albany police said. On Wednesday, 2.5 years after her boyfriend's murder, Bryant went to the Coachman Park food store across the street from her house to buy a Coke, Albany Police Detective George Fassler said. Yahweh follower Rosetta Terry was inside recruiting for the Miami-based sect. Oh, shit. As Bryant left the store, Terry pointed her finger at her and told her she would be dead by nightfall.
Oh, Jesus.
Jesus, that's aggressive. Terry is being held on $10,000 bond at the Albany County Jail. Can you say you're just psychic? I was trying to help you. I got this psychic flash that you'd get killed. I wanted you to take care of yourself,
I diagnosed her with a heart attack. So I
felt
had
a
premonition.
vibe.
Yeah.
Felt a premonition. Wow, she's charged with making a terrorist threat. The crime carries a maximum 5-year term. So, yeah, that's what they said. Wow, this Denise Broussard, who fled to Albany along with Bryant weeks after the murder, said Terry owns a beauty shop less than 2 blocks from their home. When Terry converted to the Yahweh faith earlier this year, she began calling herself Rosetta Israel and painted her beauty shop white and black, the traditional Yahweh colors.
Right.
Albany police and FBI agent arrested Terry in the beauty shop Wednesday, less than 7 hours after the incident. Denise Broussard said family members were told that Terry also threatened the arresting officers with death. The detective said, I'm not releasing that right now. You'll be dead by nightfall, too.
Yeah.
Bryant became hysterical after the threat. Denise Broussard said she was shaking and crying. We are all upset. I wish they would leave us alone. Oh, man. Okay, we'll end it right there.
My God.
Because there's
Open
some
threats.
more crazy shit going on here. See how it's all unraveling?
It's unbelievable.
And there'll be a lot more Rozier, too, because he's behind the scenes now.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things that they're going to kind of want his input on.
Sure.
Because he can kind of
corroborate
just how they operate, how they do their fucking shit, basically.
Confirm or deny. Yeah.
Confirm or deny. So there you go, everybody. There is Robert Rozier, part 3. A lot more crazy shit to come. Definitely stay tuned for the next few weeks on this one. We have a lot of crazy stuff. And then we have some really awesome episodes coming up after this, too. Some famous people that you wouldn't think of as criminals that did some weird shit we'll talk about. We got a lot of fun stuff coming up. Definitely head over to shutupandgivememurder.com. That's where you get all the information on everything that we have there. Small Town Murder, Your Stupid Opinions, and of course, Crime and Sports. New merchandise is up all the time, everything from coffee mugs to skateboards. So get your stuff and get in there and get your shit and hang out with us. Also, what's there is tickets to Small Town Murder live shows, which we would love for you to come out and attend. Hang out with us. This is a goddamn comedy show and a party that happens to have a murder in the background. So come out and hang out with us there. Next available dates for purchase here are September 18th in Milwaukee, and that one is not. There's not a ton of tickets left.
No,
for that. That's pretty
slim
close
pickings. You better hurry.
to get sold out. And at the Pabst, beautiful theater, not a bad seat in the house, by the way. Then the next night, September 19th in Minneapolis at the State Theater, another beauty. That's a great theater.
Yeah.
We love doing shows in Minneapolis. Always a fun time and a good crowd. But get your tickets. You're letting Milwaukee's beating you right now.
Yeah.
You're gonna have that.
Minneapolis, come have a good time.
Jesus Christ, put your goddamn Viking hat on and fucking get out there and do some shit.
Do it.
Don't let them do that. October 3rd in Dallas. Also, that's one show that weekend. Then October 16th, San Jose. October 17th, Sacramento. November the 13th in Terrytown, New York at that beautiful Terrytown Music Hall. That is magical in the winter, too, around the holidays. It's awesome. And, of course, finally, November 14th in Boston. And that's a fucking party every time. So get in there and come out and see us there. We can't wait. Shutupandgivememurder.com is where you get all that stuff and a whole lot more shit, too. So hang out with us there. Follow us on social media at Crime in Sports. Then get yourself Patreon, everybody.
Goddamn.
My God, get yourself Patreon. Patreon.com/CrimeInSports. That is where you get all the bonus material. Anybody, $5 a month or above, you get every goddamn thing we put out, including as soon as you sign up, it's like a whole other podcast feed. You're going to get like almost 400 back bonus episodes you've never heard. Feel free to binge on those. That'll take you a minute. So do that. Then you get new ones every other week, one Crime and Sports and one Small Town Murder, and you get them all, everybody, which is goddamn exciting. This week, what you're going to get for Crime and Sports, it is theme park disasters again.
Fantastic.
Back by popular demand. We got to do those once or twice a year, basically, or else people are like, where the hell are my theme park disasters? We're going to concentrate on some Disney properties this week and see how that can still be so happy.
Probably not great.
So do that. For Small Town Murder, the poll is up on Patreon right now, patreon.com/CrimeInSports. Check out the poll, and you guys choose what our next Small Town Murder will be.
Great.
It'll either be about The Crash, the Netflix documentary, and of course, because they don't really give you a whole lot on that fucking documentary, all the actual information and facts surrounding that case, the Mackenzie Shirilla crash, or we're going to talk about Corey Richins Part 3, which you'd go, I thought we already talked about all the Corey Richins shit. No, not at all.
Not yet.
Now we have her kids' statements who were there that night, and they are completely different than hers. And hear what a complete jackass she was doing her hour-long allocution where she didn't admit anything. So that's a lot of fun. So either Corey Richins Part 3 or The Crash, patreon.com/CrimeInSports. In addition to that, you get every damn show we put out ad-free, baby. Small Town Murder, Your Stupid Opinions, and of course, Crime in Sports. And on top of all of that, as if that wasn't enough, your pockets are full.
Yeah.
You also get a shout out at the end of the show, which is right goddamn now. Jimmy, hit me with the names of the people who would never ever join a cult and try to behead us. Jimmy, hit me with them right now.
Firstly, thanks to everybody that came out to Boston or Detroit and Buffalo, especially Emily, who makes those. She refurbishes the
yes.
the ponies.
She's great with the My Little Ponies. We had such a nice time talking to her and her wonderful dad outside too.
Yeah.
Sweet people, and
wasn't bothering us at all. We were very curious about that pony.
She can talk to us about those ponies all day long, and we'll listen. Yeah. She's a good kid. Thank you.
Executive producers this week are Penny Boyce, Tracy Poets, maybe Poets. I don't know. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Elena Zammel. Hey. Elena Zammel. She's terrific. She was in Buffalo, I believe. Liz Vasquez. Lisa Michalski. Ashley Williams. Happy birthday, Ashley.
Happy birthday.
Lisa Wharton. Gary Howard is in Kenwood, Michigan. He missed that show, but he's up there.
Damn,
That's too bad.
Sorry we missed you, buddy.
Happy Hours in Nacogdoches, Texas.
Oh, boy.
I don't think that's home. I think he's on the road. That's tough.
Yeah,
Other producers this week. Matt Studer. He found $5 at a taco stand. Didn't know who to give it to, so he gave it to us.
Oh, well, thank you very much. We'll take your taco money. We appreciate
Peyton
that.
Meadows, Scott Richard, or maybe Richard. Dina Snyder. Life with an Autistic Child. Janice Hill. Dubrovsko. What is this? Dubrovsko and Stephanie, the real estate broker. Thank you so much, you guys. You're the best.
Thank you.
Parker Adelson. Hannah Hockenberry. Vanessa Bundel, probably? Bundel. Crystal Shamsey, Norma with no last name. James Barnhart, Crystal with no last name. Catherine Ballard, Ballard, Ari Nash. Ari? I think it's Ari. I don't know. PJ Hatmaker, Elena Sergey, Michael Elliott, what is this? Haley Grace? Glace. What? Glace, perhaps. Millie Lemonade, Lemonade. Lemonade.
Lemonade.
Brandon with no last name. Brandon. Wendy Brown. Judith Voigt. Eric Shalito. Scott Gamester. Tammy Cunningham. Richie's sister. Tony Delia.
The lost sister.
Delia. Justin with no last name. Reagan Baumgartel. Wow. Brett Carone, Jennifer Heights, Brian Winch, Michelle Hurd, Chris Butler, Jen O'Ryan, Cheryl Lucas, Tyler Smith, Diet Punk, Cynthia Meinhold. Sarah Beth, Robin Norton, Chris Kaufman, Leo F., Jonathan Peterhands. Wow. He has been just demolished his whole childhood.
Gym class
right?
was rough on him in 7th grade.
Peterhands?
Yeah,
no.
that's a tough one.
Can't be that. John.
You'd have had to drop out of school if you went to New York. They would have been relentless.
Bastard.
It would have been tough. I'm sorry.
He might
sir.
have a GED. We don't know. I would.
Run from school. It's worth it.
Jeremy Springer, Jerry's kid. Heather Fitzpatrick. Ellen Hillbolt. Alexis Sarber, Kinsey with no last name, Sonia with no last name, Sonja perhaps, Paula Dawn Stevens, Julie Strand, Valerie Harden, Stephen K., Sarah Leahy, Dave Seagraves, Brian Lurette. Brian, it's never going to happen.
We're trying our best here, Brian.
Maureen Donovan, Courtney Andrade, Jess Rice, Adriana Siski, Alessandra Grant, Will with no last name, Melissa Taylor, Nick Arduini, Vanessa Evans, Lindsay Craig, what is it? It's Courtney. God damn it, Courtney. Courtney. Don't do this to me. Randy Miller, Dave and Amanda Yarlow, Jessica Dillon, Peggy Perkins, Allison with no last name, me, Kim Ashdown, Riley B, the lead dispensary, or the lead dispensary, Jody Showmaker. It's not Shoemaker, it's Showmaker. Maureen Medeiros, that's Espanol. Shamil, Camille maybe, Loha. Camille with CH, that's not right. That's Shamil, right? Like the
Shamil.
What's the dress shit? Is that Shamil?
Chiffon.
Oh,
Chiffon is CH, isn't it? I don't fucking know.
I'm making shit up now. Haley Makula, Sammy Nava perhaps, Ava Mangiello, Manganiello. What is that?
There you go. Close enough.
Rose Conklin, Clayton Lovelady, Chris with no last name, Dan Copps, Becca with no last name, Jerica Perkins, Go24, KKR, Nikos Lynch, Jennifer Smith, Jenna Plating, Paige Harmon, Chase Mazur, Mazer probably, Rich Adamek, Adamic, Shane and Ibby, Glenn S, Keith Bassett? I don't. That's not Keith. Is that Keith with an A?
Keith?
No.
Keith.
You can't put an A in Keith. Tay with no last name. Kyle Tell maybe. Jake Winkler. Crystal Brooks. Nick Belgiorno. R with no last name. Just the letter R. Alex Schumacher. Ron Barnes. Michael Mouse. Courtney Hapner. Andrea Rafe Snyder, Belinda with an I, Elijah, Alicia Ludwig, that is, Jeremy A, Laura Bennett, Heather Costin, Lana Dovin, Devin,
Dive in.
Cowboys Fandow. Fandow? Do you mean fandom? That's a W, not an M. I didn't mistype that. Bradley Burns. I made this for you. That's a person. Megan with no last name. Catherine Filiato. That's a tough last name to have. April Park. Maxwell Bernard. J. Just the letter J. Zach Chelsea. Katie Purnell. Tim Papp. Andrew Newshafer, Mark Holmes, Mike Erickson, Matt Malign, Cherise, it's Cherie, Denny, right? Carrie Kovich. I'll talk my name out of anything. Talk myself. All right, Lee Kleinert, Amy B, Diggy McPitts, and all of our patrons. You guys are the best. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everybody. You wonderful, fantastic bastards. We appreciate all that you do for us. Thank you so much. We hope you're enjoying all that content and all that good stuff and just hanging with us. So thanks for doing that. Keep coming back each and every week. If you want to follow us on social media, head to the newly redesigned shutupandgivememurder.com, and you can find all that stuff and all the information and all your links and all your merchandise and everything is all right there. So keep hanging out with us. Keep coming back. And live from the Crime and Sports Studios, we will see you next week.
Bye.